Before we get started with today's shows, guys, I just want to put out a full disclosure before doing the intro for today's show. I just want everybody to be warned. We will be talking about a sensitive issue and about religious institutions. This is your final warning for today's show. There will be a lot, a lot of opinions about religious institutions, about religion, about priests, about minors getting abused. So if you guys do not want to listen to this podcast today or to this show today, this is your final warning. Other than that, let's go to the intro and welcome to What We Watch, episode 14. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. And before we get started, again, final warning, guys. Today's movie, we will be discussing very, how can I put it to you?
Sensitive.
Very sensitive issues about a religious institution. If you guys are believers, we're not talking about religion. We're talking about an institution. So keep that difference aside because it's not about religion, it's about a religious institution. But welcome everyone to Season 2, Episode 14. Para todos aquellos que nos ven en español, muchas gracias. Bienvenidos al episodio número 14 de la temporada número 2 de What We Watch. Vamos a estar tocando un punto muy sensible sobre esta película. Bueno, la película se trata de algo sensible en punto. No estamos hablando de religiones, estamos hablando de una institución de una religión, que es lo que está pasando en esta película. Eh, Sobre aviso no hay engaño. Si no lo quieren ver, con todo gusto, póngalo. Si se les hace muy pesado el contenido, eh, esto es así. Eh, esta semana empezamos a ver la película de Spotlight. Bueno, no, la acabamos de ver. Um, no me voy a meter muchos detalles porque es algo muy sensible. Es una de mis películas favoritas, no por lo que pasa en la película. Sí, para que les salga de contexto. Pero la historia y el trabajo que hicieron los reporteros es una. Fue un excelente trabajo que hizo este periódico. It was the Boston Globe, right?
Boston Globe.
Yeah. What these guys did was awesome. Like, their, the job that they did and how much work they put into this so they could come out the way that it did was amazing. Esto sí pasó en la vida real, son hechos que pasaron en la vida real. Es una película, entonces algo fue exagerado, pero creo que lo que fue exagerado fueron los protagonistas de la película, más no lo que hicieron. Entonces, antes de dar cualquier otra cosa, o pie a seguir hablando de esto, la película se llama Spotlight, the movie Spotlight. Help me welcome Lorenzo, the co-host of the show. How are you doing, man?
Well, thank you once again for having me on the show. Guys, once again, thank you very much for joining us. Muchas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. How am I? After this movie? Yes, this is exactly what I need after this movie. Um, wow. Um, that's all I have to say at the moment. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Wow. Phenomenal job. Phenomenal job of everything that has to do with this movie. Um, it really, it really had me emotional. It made me start thinking of things, and I was just like, "What the fuck?" Like this, like one alone, like this happened in real life. Secondly, just wow. Like I mean, I knew about this, like on a joking level, like ha ha ha, like I wouldn't want to be in choir at church or whatever, pero or be an altar boy, pero no, damn it, boy, the numbers that they speak on, ah la,
Yeah.
no mames.
Um. Yeah. Like it is. Oh man. Like fuck it. Se trata de padrecitos que violan niños. No padres, sino padrecitos. Si no estamos hablando de los papás,
Sacerdotes,
sí
güey.
sacerdotes que violan niños. Y cuando digo violan niños, no es nada más hombres. La
Ujú.
mayoría son hombres. La película nos explica por qué la mayoría son hombres, pero son hombres y mujeres. Oh, y con eso empezamos.
Ay, qué bonito.
um,
Ay, gracias.
so, you ready?
Sí, primero te voy a mentar el pedacito que te toca por haber hecho que viera esta película. Nunca en mi vida, never in my life would I thought I would have seen this movie, pero the things you do for the show.
Yeah, yo me aventé.
Sí, no, sí, no. I'm not taking it away from you. We made you see Scary Movie. We made you see Sweeney Todd. Te entiendo, hermano.
We know the dam.
Mm,
Um,
eso sí fui yo. No, pero sí.
any any characters that you enjoyed?
Man. Um, character played by Mark Ruffalo. I mean, phenomenal acting because I mean he blew it out the park. I mean I've seen him act, but nothing on this caliber for him. Um, y el otro muchacho that también was in Spotlight. Um, and por supuesto the guys that played the los violados. I mean,
Yeah, no hay
the
otras
victims,
palabras.
sí,
Sí,
like
the
the
victims,
victims.
güey, sí.
Sí, para que no se suena tan feo. Yeah, man, it was something to watch. Um,
What was your
uh,
biggest takeaway from here, güey? Character-wise.
¿Cómo?
Sí, güey, like, ¿qué es lo que más te llevas así, like, no mames, like,
Pues de todo, güey, como te digo, like al principio, like I knew about this situation, like I knew these allegations that were thrown against that religious institution, but I never imagined it was on that scale. And that's just Boston. Like
yeah,
that's not even worldwide. This is a worldwide thing.
yeah, it's a phenomenon. I think that's what they named
Yeah.
it on here.
And when they called in that psychologist, um, and that had the numbers that had done the numbers, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I think the numbers are 6% of all the priests.
Yeah, worldwide.
Yeah.
And es un chingo madral. Es un
And
chingo
I
madral,
believe,
güey.
just so we can put it in context, this is not all the religions. I think this is just Catholic.
Yeah, I think it's strictly Catholic. So.
Okay. So this is just strictly Catholic, and this is based on their institution. This is not based on their religion, it's based on the institution,
Yeah.
which is the church. Desde el Vaticano hasta los well, not mom and pops, but
Güey,
the
pero
local ones.
you're talking about even Vatican. The Vatican has its own city.
Yeah. And there's no laws there except
And
the
there's
ones.
no laws except their laws.
Yeah.
Like, no mames.
Yeah.
And there's civilians there. There's civilians that live there.
Yeah.
Like, a la madre. Si así está el pedo acá afuera, imagínate ya.
Yeah. My favorite character was Michael Keaton. Robbie,
Yeah.
the main one,
The main
or not the main
yeah.
one, but the I guess
The head
the one in
director of
charge. Yeah.
Spotlight.
The way that in the movie where we thought it was going a certain way, he was like, "It's not enough."
Mm-hmm.
Because even the editor of the Boston Globe, Marty, I think that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, Marty Barron. He's like, okay, well, let's put it out, and he's like, no, not yet. Like, it's not enough. Like, his way of thinking so cold way, even though if it was because it was affecting him because that's his city. Like, you know that's where he's from. Like,
Yeah.
él nunca vio, nunca quiso ver, which is the biggest.
Es lo que te iba a decir. No es de que no vio, no quiso ver.
Yeah, nunca quiso ver. Y luego ya cuando abrió los ojos, he's like, fuck, yo soy parte del problema. Y para tener los huevos y decir, yo fui parte.
Yo fui parte, yeah.
Like, oh man, like that's.
Yeah, that part really, like when that part of the movie came out, I was like, dude, like when they kept saying it, I kept thinking it was like, oh no, like this must have been like the main guy. I thought it was the guy with the white hair.
Yeah.
Like that's where I was going. Pero no, it was Michael Keaton's character,
Yeah.
and I was just like, wow.
Stupendous, awesome cast.
Yes.
Like the cast was
All of them.
yeah, like
All of them.
the way they played the characters, way like everybody in this movie did their job either for you to like them or for you to dislike them. Like, and again, these are characters. These are people playing characters that happened in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have to separate that. We have to separate
The actual actors.
the actual actors from the actual people they played.
Mm-hmm.
With the cast is Mark Ruffalo as Michael Resendiz or Resendiz, como lo quieran decir, because it's Portuguese.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton as Walter Robbie Robinson, Rachel McAdams as Sasha Pfeiffer, Brian D'Arcy James as Matt Carroll, Liev Schreiber as Marty Barron, John Slattery as Ben Bradley Jr., Stanley Tucci as Mitchell Garabedian. That's another badass fucking character. Or the way he portrayed it, the fucking lawyer.
Oh.
The one that's crazy, the one that
Mm-hmm.
he's a character. Yeah, that character's um and that's the attorney representing victims of sexual abuse. Gene Amoroso as Stephen Kirkshaw, Boston Globe general investigative reporter. Uh, Jamie Sheridan as Jim Sullivan, an attorney representing the church.
Se me
Billy.
cayó en la punta de la.
Wait.
Ya sabes
So
que.
ahorita, right now we'll go into it. Billy Crudup as Eric McLeish, an attorney representing victims of sexual abuse. Marin Keeler as Eileen McNamara, Boston Globe columnist. Richard Jenkins as Richard Sipe, which is a psychotherapist. He's the telephone voice because we never see him. Paul Guilfoyle as Peter Conley. Len Cariao as Cardinal Bernard Law, or Archbishop of Boston. Neil Huff as Phil Saviano of Snap. He's the main director for the victims, or el que hace el grupo de los victims.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Countryman as Richard Gilman, publisher of the Boston Globe. Michael Siri Creighton as Joe Crowley. Laurie Heineman as Judge Constantine Sweeney. David Fraser as John Albano. Tim Progress as Principal Bill Camesa. And Jimmy LeBlanc as Patrick McSorley. So if you didn't know what the movie was about, the first thing that you see whenever this movie starts is based on actual events.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's the first thing that you see. So the first scene is not a lot. You get a little taste of what's coming. But the first scene is in 1976. En el police station está una señora con tres de sus hijos. Y no importa tanto que está la señora con los tres hijos, es lo que pasa afuera. Que el cop le dice, oh, well, I think the Father Geegan is here and he's going to help out or whatever or not. He wasn't actually there to help out.
He was there to cover up.
No, he was actually there to talk to the witness and to give her like a closure that it wasn't going to happen again. Because that's what they would do. So the cops didn't have, or the cops wouldn't speak to the press about it or anybody about it because they would cover it up. And that's in 1976. Again, this is in Boston, Massachusetts. Just in case we're wondering what Boston.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kelly.
Nada. You got me stressing out. You get first time we ever fucking smoke on the podcast. I'm sorry for my language. First time we smoke on the podcast.
After that, we can skip the beginning of the movie porque es cuando el main editor se va a ir. Then we get a new editor coming in, which is Marty.
Mm-hmm.
They have a sit down, they have a talk about, hey, what do you do? Like todo, like Robbie le explica, like, oh, I'm from Spotlight. We actually do investigative work, and no sé qué, no sé cuánto. Robbie thinking that he's gonna do some cuts on his team. He's like, is there a problem because we take time?
Yes. Yes. You do see it at the end of the movie. You do see it at the end of the movie, all the freaking cities.
Yeah.
And I was surprised on how many freaking cities. Texas alone. And that's just the main ones.
Well, actually, all the major cities from Texas are there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you had El Paso, you had Lubbock, you had
San Antonio.
You had San Antonio, you had Austin, you had Dallas. Like,
yeah, so, and we set up that as, because again, again, because we don't know, right, where
mm-hmm.
this movie's going. You're like, oh, pues van a hacer cuts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next day, se presentan todos en el war room, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what you can call it because it's a round table. Yeah, the war room.
Yeah.
And then todos empiezan a explicar lo que hacen. Marty, he's like, okay, so everybody's done. Así que okay, ya se acabaron todos a la verga. We got issues to go to. And he like, the first case that pops up is about, hold on. Hold on. Um, so he asked him about. He asked if they've read Elon McNamara's column about the Gigan case. There's only vaguely familiar. They're only vaguely familiar. So he tells them it's about a Catholic priest that molested many children in 6 different parishes over the last 30 years. The lawyer of the victims, which is Mr. Garabedian, said the cardinal all found out about it 15 years earlier and did nothing. So this is 2001, 2085 from 86, 1986. He found out in 86. The cardinal denies this, but the lawyer claims he has documents to prove it. He says they should write a story on this since it's only been their paper twice in the last 6 months. Robert points out that the documents are sealed, but Marty tells him that they can take the church to the court for access. Ben confirms that he is suggesting that they sue the Catholic Church. Marty says technically they're all they're doing is filing motion to lift the seals on these documents. Ben points out everyone will still consider this suing the church. Marty isn't worried. Getting a taste of this from right here, you can tell, like, I don't know if the newspaper is afraid of the church or the church has enough power to, like, put the people that work on any stories against them, like, I guess to give them, like, to naysay them, I guess you could say,
Mm-hmm.
or like to blacklist them of anything, or like just to, ¿cómo se dice, güey? Like,
Yeah, basically blacklist. Like prevent them from working. Prevent them from working or doing any journalistic reports.
¿cómo se llama? Como cuando, like,
They take away their credentials or
yeah,
like their credibility.
there we go. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like they find a way to, like, take away their credibility so they won't be able to work.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first sense that I got from whenever this was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not that they didn't want to, it's just like, who's gonna have my back?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the first sense that I got. Anything that you saw differently here?
Well, no, I saw the exact same thing. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Wolf? I saw the exact same thing. I really felt, that um, I really felt that exact same way. Like there's no way.
What's up, Mr. Wolf?
Think about the church as an actual institution.
Yeah.
Like, and if you go back in history, I mean, you're talking about the pilgrimages.
So
that-
centuries.
Huh?
Centuries. You're talking
Yes,
centuries.
centuries. Yeah, you're talking about centuries. You're talking about hundreds and hundreds of years. Heck, what the wars that they had with Muslims and the back in the day, where like they would make the streets run red with blood, like just knocking them out, trying to go over, like changing their religious views. That alone was what popped up in my head. And when he started saying things like that, like, when he started talking over to his buddy, and he was like, "Oh, do you really think you're gonna be able to take up on this church and this and that?" Oof. Like, it just made me think some different type of way, and I was like,
Yeah, because
but I admire them for their balls, and their tenacity to actually go and do their work, what they're supposed to do, regardless of who it affects.
the only I think the only reason why it worked is because they work anonymously.
Hmm. Yeah, because nobody knows who works for Spotlight.
Because whenever they answer the phone, they answer, "This is Spotlight."
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah,
don't
they don't
answer-
answer with their names.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm fucking getting warm already.
Yeah, because that's a bigger difference. Like, answering, like, even whenever they're getting information from inside the newspaper, They're like, "Oh, is this for Spotlight?"
Mm-hmm.
They don't answer.
Yeah, it's
They're
like
like, "Oh, can you just put this
it's
in my
under
desk?"
wraps.
Yeah,
It's real secretive.
yeah. Güey, es que la película se trata de un muy buen trabajo hecho de personas donde en la ciudad todo lo maneja la iglesia.
And it is Boston is a freaking like you've got nothing but Irish people there. You've got nothing but Germans there. You know,
Dude, that fucking line. Like, how come nobody said anything? Good Germans. I don't think that's something you want to say
say
publicly
publicly.
because their editor now is Jewish.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, anyway, that fucking line we it was like, oh
Mm-hmm.
damn, like they hit it right on the fucking head.
Yes, Mr.
Yeah,
Wolf.
Spotlight,
Mm-hmm.
the movie. Like, um, um, you want to keep going? Anything
Yeah.
else?
No, keep going.
Okay. In Ben's office, Ben and Robbie update Mike and Marty's suggestion to sue for the sealed documents in the Geegan case. Eileen, who has written the article, gives them the lowdown of the people involved. The judge on the case is Catholic, so they aren't hopeful she will rule in their favor. Marty suggests Spotlight take the story since it's now an investigative report. Robbie, Robbie es el canoso, tells the Spotlight group about their. Oh no, Robbie is el main one. Michael Keaton.
Mm-hmm.
Tells them about their new story, not just the Geegan case, but that Cardinal Law knew about the allegations and covered it up to protect the corrupt Catholic Church and the Vatican's reputation. They decide to investigate Geegan as well as Eric McLeish, the lawyer for the victims of molestation by another priest a decade earlier. Mike decides to meet with Mr. Garabedian, who's representing the current victims. He's told he's a personality which doesn't face Mike. He likes personalities. Before we continue, did you have any idea of where this was gonna go? Did you have any idea how this was gonna end?
No, no. To be honest with you, no. Um, in a way, I'm glad it ended the way it did, but it's 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 just not right. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even have kids, dude, and I'm feeling some type of way. You know what I mean? Like, this movie reminded me that I have very little control over my emotions. Yeah. This movie did remind me that I had very little control over my emotions, because I caught myself a few times, um, like even being on my recliner, like I literally stood up, like, um, and it was just something I really wasn't expecting. Thank you.
Yes, man. Yeah, man. Like, so I'm not a I'm not a religious person, but I've always had something against the church. Me, like, I don't know what it is. I always had like something against the church, right? Not saying that people shouldn't be religious. Like, people get to believe whatever they want to believe.
Yeah,
That's
of
not
course.
me.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I respect.
It's just the institution itself.
Yes. Like, I always found
Me
it
too.
like,
Me too.
why do you gotta go? Why do you gotta? Why is the church asking you for 10% of your fucking money?
Yeah, that's the number one thing that fucking ticks me off. Like, look, I've never been a really religious person, but the few years that I did get into religion, to actually start studying it, excuse me, never once. Okay, and granted, I studied Christian religion, and I never went to a big church. Or I did go to a big church, but I didn't feel right. I didn't feel right at a big church. So I started hanging around with priests that would hold services in their homes.
Así empieza el problema lo del
Que
SOV.
la chingada este vato. No, güey, así no. Este vato, te digo.
I'm sorry.
No, and like never once did they say, hey, give me 10% of your check, this or that. No, al contrario. Hey, you know what? You guys should come and stop by. We've got food. We've got this, right? And then, of course, like after service, like we're gonna break bread together. And then, of course, like after the first time you go, you're like, oh, you know what? Like, well, it'd be a nice gesture of my on my part. Like, hey, well, let me take some dessert. Let me take a pie or two, or let me take some flowers to the reverend's wife or something, like cualquier cosita, but it was never asked of you.
You see,
It te nacía de
no,
ti.
no, pero that was the first thing. You see, that's the first thing that I don't get with. They shouldn't be married.
Who shouldn't be married?
The priest. They
Well,
shouldn't
see,
be.
it's because that's the thing. In Christianity,
Oh, Christianity.
they're not priests. They're pastors.
Okay.
They just teach. They just teach.
Because in Catholicism
Yeah.
or Catholicism,
They're supposed to be celibate.
yeah, and 50% of them are not. Granted, the majority of them, 44% of them, are fucking with adults.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Twisted?
What's going on, Twisted?
But that's still way, like just by that by itself, like you're already corrupting your law. That means that they're willing to look away, like on that. So if they're like, si según me estás jurando, tú ser puro, tú ser.
Sí, tú ser todo.
Salud, salud, Grim.
Salud.
Cheers.
Salud, Grams.
Y tú mismo, o en tu misma institución, güey, te la está dejando pasar, güey. ¿Qué más no te va a dejar pasar, cabrón?
And like, see, that's another thing. I mean, I'm sorry, not going, not
Nah, dale, güey, dale,
not
dale
not
la
going
verga.
towards like going against Catholicism or anything, but that is one of the most hypocritic freaking religions, because it's okay for them to misbehave, and all they do is they get the slap in the hand. Hey, di tus 10 Aves Marías y se te fue el pedo. Like, no way. Like, that's not like, I don't know. Like, to me, that's like saying your kid misbehaved, le partió la madre a otro huerquito, nada más le da 5 minutos en timeout, and okay, go. Like, pues no mames. En ese caso, pues, ¿quién no va a andar cometiendo desmadre y medio?
Pues sí, güey, pero el problema empieza. Hey, thank you, Mr. Wolf. Thank you, thank you. You want
Thank you,
cheers?
thank you. Cheers.
Yeah.
Chingado, you opened the cheers.
No, güey. So they're giving bits, so.
Okay, I was gonna say chingado, ya comenzamos mal.
No,
And this is not the right movie for me to be drinking with.
No. I get it, güey. Pero, again, everything starts from the top, way.
Yeah, I know.
Even at, or let's put it to you this way. Even at work, way. Your example is who's in charge of you.
Mm-hmm.
Then, or who's in charge of whoever's in charge of you, then it goes down, right? No puedes esperar que una persona quiera venir al trabajo si la persona que está arriba no quiere venir al trabajo.
Yeah.
O si la persona de arriba no lo deja hacer su trabajo. O no se divierte en su trabajo.
Mm-hmm.
Y es lo mismo aquí, güey. ¿Qué esperas de la gente que cree si están viendo?
HS cheers.
Salud.
Ya comenzaron mal, ¿eh? Ya comenzaron
Dale
mal.
traguito, no mames. Nomás nos quedan dos races, no se pasen de lanza. Pero ¿qué estás esperando, güey? De la gente que atiende las misas, güey.
Yeah.
Si las personas que lo están dando te están claramente diciendo, y este es el ejemplo que yo te estoy dando, güey.
Yeah.
Ahora, no son todos, pero si la mayoría, si el 50%, si el 50% del árbol de manzanas tiene manzanas podridas, güey, no tarda para que las demás manzanas
HS
se pudren.
cheers.
Mm-hmm.
No es indio, güey.
No es India, es China.
So yeah, like that's the thing. Like if 50% of your fucking apple tree has fungus or whatever the fuck it is. Like they're rotten.
Mhm.
The other apples are gonna end up rotten too.
If you don't take care of the problem.
Yeah, if you don't take care of the problem.
Mhm.
Like if you don't chop off the
Mhm.
fucking rotten apples, they're gonna find it easy. And it might not be raping other kids, but it could be stealing.
Mhm. Yeah.
It could be keeping money. Like it could be a shitload of different things that can just be because of this root cause.
Yeah.
What's up, OG?
What's going on, OG?
So they go to Eric McLeish, Robbie and what's her name? Sasha.
Mhm.
They go to visit Eric McLeish. Eric tells them, guys, like these are shitty cases. Like the most they're gonna get back is 20,000. Then I take my cut. Then they get whatever's left. Like they're just gonna get closure. And then he tells them, like they're supposed to take out the priest from the parish. Like they're supposed to disbar them. Or
Yeah.
no?
I think it's disbarred.
No,
No,
disbarred
disbarred
is
is
for
for
the
lawyers. Yeah.
Like they're supposed to take them out of the churches, whatever,
Out of their parish.
out of the parishes. Actually, no, they're not supposed to continue
Mm-hmm.
like working.
Yeah.
Y Robbie le pregunta, did you check up on that? He's like, well, like it's out of his case, like, like.
Yeah, like it's out of his hands now.
Uh,
Man.
so
And the fact that they just, they put him on sick leave or out, out for
sick
whatever.
leave
Yeah.
or
I don't remember the other ones that they had used. But yeah, I was just like, wow. Like, no mames.
so let me ask you another question, güey. Y aquí es donde puta madre la moral, güey, no me deja estar en paz. El abogado hizo su trabajo bien o lo hizo mal.
Técnicamente, lo hizo bien.
The lawyer did his job.
His job. What he was supposed to do for his or who he's representing.
So let me tell you this.
Is it wrong? Yes.
But that's the thing.
Yeah, it is still wrong. It's morally incorrect. That's why I wouldn't be able to be a
But our
lawyer.
law's moral.
Huh? No, laws are not moral.
Okay. So
We know that for a fact. I know that for a fact.
okay. So then you cannot blame the judge who they contract for doing a job. A legal job.
See, that's the thing. This never went to court.
No.
This got taken care of outside of court.
By what's it called? An intermediate.
Yeah, an intermediate, which is the lawyers.
Yeah, but there's a lot of cases that go to intermediates.
That's what I'm saying.
Like by law, that's correct. Because
I'm just look.
let me. Okay, so come on, and this is me on the other side, right?
Yeah.
Because I gotta put out a little bit of
Yeah,
sauce on
no,
it.
yeah, of course you do. Of course.
Okay. The victims or the parents of the victims could have gone to court,
Yes.
but they decided to collaborate with the church in order to settle. That is not the lawyer's fault, is it?
No, it's not. I blame the parents for that.
Okay. So if the parents decided to do it, did the lawyer do his job correctly?
Yes, because he went in and he offered what he was supposed to offer. If
He
it
got
gets,
what
if
he-
it's,
He got
if
the
it-
maximum
yeah,
for all of them.
yeah. If it went wrong, if it went right, it does not matter. The lawyer went and he did his job. Now, is it morally correct? No, especially if you know exactly what the hell's going on. And ponle 1, 2 cases, te paso. You're talking about 40, 50, 100 plus cases. Ya estás hablando de algo más en serio. Like and I get it. Like they're not allowed to talk about it. Because under oath of the client and lawyer
Whatever it was.
agreement, the NDA, non-disclosure agreement. I get that part. Pero it comes a time where it's like, hey, you know what? Like, like you must not have a conscience in order to work in that type of environment.
Okay, so let me put because this lawyer.
Because look,
So this lawyer.
okay, well, no, I don't want to say it on
No,
live.
no, go for it, go for it, go for it, go.
No, I don't want to say it on live. That's why.
For
Yeah, it's like I might shoot myself in the foot for this one.
it. Okay, so let me put it to you this way. Even though the lawyer helped, his conscience didn't let him sleep properly. Porque luego le mandó al newspaper,
Yeah.
like, hey, like, I've
You
settled
guys-
cases with 20 of these lawyers, like, 20 of these
You guys
priests.
should look up into it. Yeah, I agree. I agree. He should have done. They should have done something. They should have. But, and I get it. Like I mean, I work in that same environment where you get overwhelmed by just a mass of information that's just being thrown at you, and it's hard for you to like see through every single little thing, because usually you just have to scan. You just have to like scan, like proofread it real quick, and then be like, oh, okay, well, this is what I needed, this is what I needed, this is what I needed, boom, this is what needs to get done. Like, it's hard to go into the details, and that's what I honestly feel that would happen to Michael Keaton's character in this particular movie. And I mean, it sucks when you drop the ball like this, because like he said, he saw this, what was it, a few years before this?
No way.
Like,
In 80 some. You're talking about 15 years, way. Like 10, 15 years.
now imagine it. So just like the analogy you gave that you gave us right now, with the whole rotten tree, the whole rotten apple thing. Now imagine if 15 years prior to this, they would have nipped those freaking bad branches. They would have nipped those bad branches. Like, imagine the amount of people that they would have been able to save from suffering such.
Well, yeah, way. But think about it this way. Like, especially with that lawyer. Because that lawyer was young.
Yeah.
15 years ago, are you going to stop feeding your family by cutting out your work and actually going against the court?
I can find another job, bro.
No, Tema.
I can find another job.
no,
like, it ain't that serious for me.
No, pero listen to me. A él le hablaron para que hiciera hacer los cases. Okay. Digo, ¿qué es lo que dijeron en la... ¿Qué es lo que dijeron en la, ¿cómo se llama? En la movie. Oh, cuando dijeron, oh, well, the person who got it, it depends who gets the case. Like, what judge gets the case. Why? Well, it depends what parish they go to. Okay? So back then, imagine even more back then, que la church todavía tenía mucho más poder que ahorita, o que en este año. ¿Tú crees que iba a ganar, güey?
No.
Like,
True.
¿Tú crees que las personas iban a recibir la recompensa like the fucking money that they got, the settlement money they
The
got?
shut up money.
Yeah, the shut up money they got, if they would have gone to court, they would have lost more money. Like, because then they would have had to pay it out of pocket for this guy. Or for any lawyer that they got. Because not everybody was going to be settled like Caribbean was. El loquito, el lawyer loquito. Porque ese señor no les pedía nada, güey. Es solamente si iban a ganar. Bueno, lo que se debe entender. And he was taking those cases to court because he wanted to get to the bottom of this. But he's already 40 some, 50 some way, or even 60 some. So that means that he already had his share of monies guardado, lo que tú quieras, or ya probably tiene clients que siempre van con él. Like, ¿sí me entiendes? Entonces este muchacho, McLeish, joven, empezando, güey. Sorry, no lo tengo abierto.
0 Grim 666. Whoa.
Thank you, girls.
Thank you.
Este McLeish, güey, a esa edad, güey, like, hizo lo que tuvo que hacer él legalmente
Mhm.
para salir adelante. Porque nada de lo que hizo fue ilegal.
No. Yeah, like
Y el
the
dinero,
lawyers, the lawyer, like I
es
said.
amoral.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I know the lawyers didn't do anything wrong. The lawyers were doing their job, and they did a phenomenal job for their job. But morally, it does not take away from the fact that morally it is incorrect. Though any way you want to see it. Yo he sido cabrón de primera. Yo he sido cabrón de primera, güey. Pero ese jale, even in between criminals, that is a big fucking no.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is a big no.
Pero es que nadie está hablando. Ok, so los lawyers no se metieron con los niños, güey.
No, sí, ya sé. No. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, but andas defendiendo. You're defending this motherfucker. Like
But that's what un
that's
lawyer.
I know that's what their job is supposed
Like,
to do.
es ahí, güey, donde
That's what I'm saying.
un
Like,
lawyer no escoge. Bueno,
he can.
sí
He
puede.
can choose not to take it. But because he chooses.
Pero este lawyer.
Y como te digo, fuera uno, fueran dos, fueran cinco, güey, te paso. Pero ya son 100. Y estás hablando de el mismo cabrón más de 20 veces. O sea, no estás hablando de que, fue nada más una vez, pobrecito andaba pedo o algo, se puso marihuano o algo, no sé, le aventaron una tacha o algo, no sé, sea lo que sea, o sea, andaba teniendo broncas con la vieja, algo, whatever. Estaba estresado, no, pero, this guy, he's doing it multiple times, he's offending multiple people, and it's a big fucking no. It is a big fucking no. That's not a slap in the hand. That's a te van a partir la vida. Like.
Pues sí, güey. Pero, ¿qué querías? Ok, so vamos a separar los dos, ¿verdad? Vamos a separar el lawyer que defendió a las personas del lawyer que defendió a los padrecitos. Ujú. Vamos ahí. El lawyer que defendió a las personas, güey. ¿Qué querías que tú qué querías que hiciera? Si él hizo lo que tuvo que hacer, güey. Ponle. A
Sí,
lo mejor
no.
después de 5, a lo mejor después de 10, a lo mejor después de 20.
Ujú.
Pero él le dio las herramientas para empezar a trabajar esto 10 años atrás, 15 años atrás. Like, ¿él qué culpa tiene, güey? Sí.
No, él, no estoy hablando de él. Yo estoy hablando del otro. El fancy lawyer. The one, I don't have time for you. That motherfucker. That's the one that I'm pissed off at. No, al contrario. El otro señor, the eccentric one that was helping the kids and the
I'm
families.
talking about the other one.
Okay, yeah.
I'm talking about the youngest one.
Yeah, the younger one.
Yeah,
The younger one que andaba en su Armani suit y
Yeah.
ese güey,
Pero ese güey les dio.
Yes.
Like, he gave them
Yes,
the
he did.
tools.
But he did not stop. He did not stop taking his money.
Because
He did not stop
they
taking
would've-
his share.
If they would have
Because,
found out that he did it, le iban a quitar su jale, güey.
well, true, but
Like, eso es allí. Este güey se jugó su jale, güey, y se lo dio al newspaper. Y el newspaper no hizo nada con él, güey.
yeah.
En vez de, este güey se está jugando su jale, güey, para ayudarnos.
Sí, no, ya sé.
Like, es ahí lo que voy, güey. Yo no estoy ni hablando ni de...
Sí, no, ya te entendí. Ya capté. Bueno, sí, pues ahí sí tienes razón, pero pues, como te digo, no lo justifico porque el cabrón siguió haciéndolo. ¿Sí me entiendes?
Pues sí, pero es que es su jale, güey.
No, sí, güey, pero pues,
Y hasta eso. Él no los forzaba a que lo agarraran a él, güey.
no, pero él tiene la opción de decir, ¿sabes qué? I don't want to take this case, I can take another case.
No, pero la gente lo iba con él, güey, porque él ya había hecho otros cases. Porque ahí te va el... ¿cómo se llama el muchacho? El que hizo Question Sarah Pfeiffer. O Sarah. Like, he's like, I went to McLeish. But it was too many paperwork, it was this, and I'd rather not. So, él no los forzaba a agarrarlo, güey.
Yeah.
Like, the clients or the people would get them. Like, like... He would tell them the process. He would tell them what was going to happen. He would even tell them how much they were going to get if it went through it.
Yeah.
That's not his choice.
No.
That's the victim's choice. Or the parents of the victim. ¿Él qué culpa tiene, güey? Okay, so ahí te va. If the victims want a closure, whatever, whatnot. Y este güey le estaba ofreciendo the maximum amount porque es lo que iba a agarrar él. because he was a good lawyer. Y luego se iban con otro, güey. Y el otro le iba a dar 10 y aparte le iban a quitar dinero.
Yeah.
¿Con quién se van a ir?
True.
Es ahí, güey. That's the biggest point. De que este güey, he wasn't part of the solution, but he wasn't the problem. Like he wasn't forcing anybody to come to him.
Yeah.
He wasn't forcing anybody to be like, hey, like, we'll keep this under wraps and I'll give you this much. He wasn't that person.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually finding their closure and giving them shut up money, but it wasn't because of him. Like, they got the full amount because of him.
Yeah.
Like, y es ahí donde te digo, este güey en la película lo hacen ver como, oh, pues no quiso ayudar. Cuando este güey se jugó su jale, güey, like, he literally could have been without a job 14 years before.
Mm-hmm.
Or 15
Yeah,
years
they
before.
would have run the story.
If they would have actually paid attention to what he said.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't. So whose fault is that?
Yeah. Ultimately, it was Michael Keaton's fault
Yeah.
for not paying attention.
So then, how much of this should be in his conscience? Ya valió verga la explicación de
Sí,
la
no,
película.
sí, ya valió madre. No,
Like-
sí, no, y es que, I'm telling you, man, this was a wow movie. Like, I didn't think I'd be worked up as much, especially knowing that it's something that happened in the past. And
But this ended in 2000. When
it,
the movie ends in
Yeah,
2002.
2002, yeah.
Not this phenomenon
Yeah,
is not
no,
going to end anytime soon. But this movie ended in 2002.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
I mean, it can end, but
It's not going to end. There's too much money involved in order for it to end. That's beyond my grade.
We can-
my pay grade.
we can transfer monies.
Yeah, so ¿qué tanta culpa tuvo? Like, even el que está arriba de ¿cómo se llama? De Michael Keaton. Even the person that was on top of it, como Marty, güey. ¿Qué
Mhm.
tanta culpa tuvo él que no la quiso seguir, güey? ¿O qué tanto él estuvo influenciado por sus amigos de que no lo hiciera, güey?
My question is, how did Marty find out?
Because it was running a column.
It had ran in a column and they just didn't follow up through it.
Yeah.
That was the Gazy case or whatever the fuck.
The Keegan.
Gigan case, yeah.
Yeah. It was running the column about Keegan, like, in the past 6 months molesting 3 kids.
Like, I'm telling you, man. Like, I don't even have kids, and it made me feel some type of way. Like, it's it's the whole issue where, like, how the psychologist said it. I don't remember the guy's name, the one that they would call over the phone that gave the numbers.
Hold on. I got you. ¿Cómo se
So-
llama, güey?
So it was this guy, like, giving out the numbers, and
Sipe.
yeah,
Richard Sipe.
Richard Sipe. Now, this motherfucker's out here giving numbers, astronomical numbers. Like,
So for those of you that didn't watch the movie, the numbers are 6% of all the priests violate children.
mhm.
Harass. No, violate.
Yeah, violate.
Yeah, violate children.
Mhm.
About 6% of all the priests in every town or in every city, in every country, worldwide is 6%. It's a phenomenon.
Yeah.
He names it a phenomenon.
It's an actual reoccurring phenomenon.
Yeah.
Now, the way he explains it, the way they victimize these kids in how he said, like, it's not like, picture yourself as a kid and you're the altar boy. So, like, for them, they come from religious families, and you're the chosen one. You're the chosen one to help out. The Lord Himself gave the order, like, hey, I need you to come and help out. Y luego, for these guys to come in and molest them, and then them feeling that guilt, like, oh, well, like, should I rat on them? Like, is this a good thing?
Well,
Am I going against the church? Am I going
yeah,
against the Lord?
yeah,
Like,
because
is like the Lord put me here? Like, so is the Lord wanting me to go through this tribulation, like these trials and tribulation? And it's like, on top of that, you got the parents. How many parents don't you know, like, that are by the book, like by the book? And when it comes to religion, it's something you don't mess with. Like, I know my mom's one of them. Like, I can go over here and I spit scientific facts to my mom, and she'll dismiss them. Y no, tú estás loco, así no dice en la Biblia. And it's like, dude, like, come on, like, I'm putting facts right here in front of your face. I'm giving you numbers. I'm giving you data, but you choose not to see it just because you believe in a book. Now, totally, completely off topic. Now think about it. King James Bible is the number one freaking reproduced Bible for both Christians and Catholics. Now, if you study King James actually wrote a freaking book called Demonology and what was it? Hold on, I'll freaking look it up.
oh, you look like if you're actually working at a newspaper right now.
Yeah, Demonology by King James the First. Now, you can actually look this up. Now, if this guy, King James, is the one that says, "Hey, you know what? You should mass reproduce the Bible," and this mofo is literally writing out a freaking a book about demonology, and then he's saying, like, turning it around and saying this, like,
But it's because, well, it's because right here we're already getting into religion, and
yeah, no, I know, I don't want to go there, but
yeah.
it's
Pero
like,
es,
no mames.
sí, güey, pero es que okay, so vamos a dejar esto por un lado,
Yeah.
because that's a whole completely different
Yeah, I
topic,
know.
which I have my own fucking sense on that, but I want to get into that.
Yeah, I
because
know.
it's just gonna paint a different picture of like the movie.
Yeah, the movie. I'm sorry,
But-
guys.
No, you're good.
Mhm.
Pero vamos a ponerlo así en este contexto, güey. They handpicked their victims.
Mhm.
Okay, every women, girls or boys, they handpicked their victims. It was a broken home, single mother,
Mhm.
low income families.
You just fucking named most of our fucking most of our friends.
If any of you guys, if any of you guys,
I'm
feel free
sorry.
to talk to us.
Sorry if anything happened to you guys,
Yeah, but
but apparently we're part of the statistics.
so how it starts is, hey, let's have a secret let's have a secret, so I can gain your trust,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll move forward with that, like with whatever I want to do, because now you already have a secret. Now I have a secret on you.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
Yeah,
it's-
now it's blackmail.
Yeah, because it's frowned upon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like another thing is, how are you gonna say no to God?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then now, I mean, even in religious, like being being gay or being lesbian is a big freaking no in the religion too. So now it's like, now they got that, and then on top of that, like pobrecito el gordito that was already gay, and he already knew he was gay. Like, pues no mames. Like,
Well, yeah, ahí te va, como con ese muchacho. Like he went to the priest home,
mm-hmm.
right? And he was the first person who accepted him for being gay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like if God's accepting you for being gay, like you're gonna feel comfortable. Y ahí se ganó el trust, güey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you gotta think about it. You're gonna, oh, pero ¿por qué, güey? Güey, tienen 10, 11, 8, 9 años, güey.
Sí, güey, son huerquitos, güey. Like they're not mature enough to have a conscience to be able to make rational decisions. And yeah, I
And
get
then
it.
most of them would drink or get drunk,
Mhm.
like drugs.
Mhm. Yeah, and that was just to cope with it, you know, like.
Yeah.
And like that lawyer said, the one that defended the kids in the family,
Yeah.
like he's one of the lucky ones. Like
At
aunque lo
least.
yeah, like aunque lo veías, and you'd see the junkie track marks, you'd start seeing, like, you know, like if I'm not mistaken, I think I saw a few of them with like cuts, like self-inflicting cuts. Like I was like, yo, yo, like y'all been through some shit too, like oh, la madre, and you know a lot of them suicides, you know, por lo mismo, porque pues dicen pues ya the church is not gonna accept me this way because of whatever reason, and now it's like that's all I'm telling you. Like this movie really had me moving. And I mean, I was just the one, just last episode. I was over here complaining, oh no, there's nothing but fucking faggots and, oh, I'm sorry, gays in the vampire movies, you know, like, and now I'm over here in the next movie, like defending them or feeling sorry for, like, you know, like feeling some type of way for them, porque pues no mames, like it's I don't know, man, like my thoughts on that issue is just like it's a double edged sword for me. Like I don't see it as correct, but I'm not gonna tell anybody to live their way, like their life the way they want to live it. Because same way, I'm not gonna let somebody tell me how to live my life. You know, like if I enjoy my life a certain type of way, like I'm not gonna go and I'm not gonna be como se dice, a hypocrite and tell them to lead their life a certain type of way. Because if I don't follow it myself, why am I gonna tell anybody else to do it? You know what I mean? Pero I mean whatever. That's all I'm telling you. Yeah, like this movie.
You know what's another weird thing? How many churches are in front of playgrounds, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing too. Like I like
Or
they even
or
showed it.
elementaries.
Yep. And
Like
they
they
even
show it in the
showed it.
movies,
Yeah.
but think about it.
Mm-hmm.
How many schools or how many churches or schools are in front of playground? Oh no, how many churches are in front of elementary schools
Mm-hmm.
or playgrounds?
That's right here alone. I mean, Our Lady of Sorrows is right in front of what's that one? The one right behind Lamar Academy, off of Hackberry and 10th. There's like a little elementary school there. Um, it wasn't Thigpen.
La
Um,
Bonham estaba enfrente de otra escuela, de otra church.
yeah, yeah, that one was a small church.
En
Uh,
la pinche. En la Balboa, güey.
in La Balboa, yeah, that one's
La
right next
church.
to.
La
It's right
church.
next to the
Yeah.
freaking playground. Yeah, I know. Like it's just like wow. Like and if you start thinking about it, like if you break it down like that, like it is crazy. Like it is freaking crazy. And then the trust that parents give to anybody that's involved with the church. You know, like we forget that yes, they do go to church, they might go to sermons, but you never know who these people really are. You know what I mean? Like
Pues ya, güey, pero ahí es el. Ok, so aquí sí es el problema de la religión.
sí.
¿Por qué? Porque de tanto creer que cualquier persona que te da, que te habla de la religión es buena, es el problema.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, because there's what do they call it? Silver tongue devils.
para la verga.
Um, you know, it's basically what that is. Like it's a silver tongue devil. Like alguien que te pueda hablar
Y
bonito.
agarrar el churro, la verga.
Sí, señores, tengo un chorro de canela allá adentro, de cajeta. Sí, porque se van a confundir, güey.
Sí, sí.
No queremos.
Next week, we meet Mr. Garabedian,
Ujú.
to whom he is the person who saves this movie from it being all bad news, right? Because the only good news we get is at the end.
That's the other lawyer, right?
El loquito.
Mhm.
El que tiene al victim con el de este, güey. The one that represents them, who actually takes them to court.
Yeah.
Like, meeting him and what he stands for, way is just to applaud. Because he doesn't care who. He says it properly. He's not from there. So he doesn't care who he's gonna take down. Like, he's gonna do the right thing. And that is something that we lose, way. Because hasta entre camaradas, güey. Not all the time you do the right thing. to help out your
Oh, yeah.
camarada.
I know.
And that is something that morale,
Mhm.
yeah, morale wise,
Mhm.
then we become hypocrites.
Yeah.
Because, para la moral, es que es mi amigo, entonces moralmente lo voy a poner, no mames, no, estás mal.
Mhm.
Like, estás bien mal.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get that. I get that,
Like,
yeah, because, hey, my homeboy did something bad, and, hey, he's running from the law, and he me pide techo, pues, fuck yeah, hey, cáele, carnal.
pero you should do the
Cáele.
right thing.
Yeah, no, technically, I should be like, hey, no,
Porque si no, todo este
Crime
cuento.
Stoppers.
No, pero todo, si no, todo este cuento de la moral,
But
güey.
snitches get stitches. End
No,
up in
no, pero
ditches.
todo este cuento de la moral, güey, te vuelves un hipócrita más.
Sí, no, yeah, no.
Que todos en algún momento hemos sido. All of us, at least once, we've been a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Morality wise or moral wise,
Morale wise.
yeah, because we've all done something to not snitch on somebody else who's our friend.
Facts.
It could be as little as a fucking gum at a store to as big as hitting a fucking car in the back and then running the red light.
Check grips. But those are man-made laws. That's all I'm saying, Grims. I get you.
But ahí es donde entra el pedo de la moral, güey. De que podemos decir todos, es que yo soy mejor que otra persona, pero tú has hecho lo mismo, a lo mejor no en la misma cantidad o al mismo volumen, pero lo has hecho. Entonces no puedes tirar una piedra porque te va a rebotar.
Sí, a huevo.
Y esta persona no, güey. Por lo que vemos en la película. Because nomás podemos juzgar porque yo no lo conozco a Mr. Garabedian.
Yeah.
But because of what we see in the movie, güey, he does everything the right way. Like, he's taking these cases to court because he doesn't want to take money from them.
Yeah.
He wants to take down the corporation, I guess you would take. The institution.
The institution.
Yeah. He doesn't care about a single priest. He cares about the institution and what they're doing to the city. How can somebody who's not from the city care more for the city than people who are in the city, who were going to school in the city?
Yeah, born and raised.
Yeah.
And all this.
Y es lo que dice. Like, Mr. Marty, he's like, you know why you guys are doing this? Because it takes an outsider to see the things that you don't see. And it's true. And he also says one thing. It takes a child to raise one.
It takes a community.
It takes a community to raise a child. And it takes one to fucking destroy a child.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, did you know? Fun fact. Did you know why that happened? You know where those saying came from, right? That saying comes from?
one?
That it takes a village to raise a child.
The Indians?
Yeah, you know why?
Because back then we didn't believe in marriage and
No. Because as soon as they found out that a woman was pregnant, everybody would
everybody would
ejaculate.
pitch up. Oh, what?
Everybody would ejaculate inside the woman, so it could be raised by everybody in the village.
Okay, I didn't know about that part.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that part,
So-
but I did know that that's
Cuando querían embarazar a una mujer, güey,
Ujú.
todos se metían con esa mujer. Todos los hombres se metían con esa mujer. Salía embarazada y seguían metiéndose con ella, güey, para que ese niño fuera de la comunidad.
de todos.
Y todos lo cuidaran y todos vieran por él. No es una mala idea.
No, mamá.
No, o sea, no es una mala idea que todos vean por el niño, güey.
Ah, sí. Oh, yeah. Oh, I actually believe that would be fucking better. You know,
What?
being able to, everybody taking care of the children.
Yeah.
Because it's the way that I see it.
Yeah,
with,
about the Indians? Yeah. Native Americans. Right?
Native Americans. Yeah, I'm sorry. Pero yeah, I see it with my family, like with my brothers. Like when my older brother had his kids, it's like, hey, everybody would pitch in. Hey, no, pues, you know, he's working and sister-in-law's got to work too. So ahí va yo, hey, let's go. I'll take care of the kids for today. Next time, mi carnala. Next time, my other carnal, you know. Y así nos íbamos. Y ahorita igual con el sobrino, con mi sobrino, el de mi little brother. You know, it's like, hey, you know what? Like, hey, I can't go and pick him up at school. Can you guys go pick him up? Simón, ahí vamos. You know, y hey, lleva el chavalito, hey, mijo, ¿ya comiste? You hungry? Órale, pues let's go eat. And, you know, like if I have them, like, hey,
Pero
do fun little science projects, entertain him, entertain his mentality rather than just, oh, well, here's a game, play it.
like even at not even at the family level, güey, pero antes salíamos a jugar a la calle, güey,
Mhm.
y cualquier adult se sabía los nombres de los kids.
Yeah. ¿Cuántas veces nos fuimos a tu casa, güey? Y tu madrecita santa, que en paz descanse, nos ofrecía de comer, güey. Tu hermana Rosy, güey, ¿cuántas veces? ¿Cuántas veces no íbamos a su cantón, güey? Y bien mamados todos, y mi hijo, un pinche, pues, bien crudos todos, y
Comida,
sí,
güey,
sí,
comida.
sí, comida, sí, no vayan a pensar otra cosa. Un pozolito o un menudito, ¿sí me entiendes? Like, o mínimo un pinche huevito, frijoles y su quesito, like, sea lo que sea, güey, pero siempre, o sea, así éramos antes, and I don't know what happened to that mentality.
Well, it's not what happened to that mentality or whatnot, güey, but
Well, I
uh,
guess now we find out that there was a lot of psychos out there, and
yeah.
yeah, we shouldn't really be just letting them go out there like that. But yeah, like, nosotros nos tocó suerte, y, like, I honestly believe that, nos inculcamos de todos, um, y diferentes cositas, because there's a lot of things that I learned from your family that I never saw them in
La
mine.
última, güey.
Sí, échamele, ya pasa. Like, there's a lot of things that I learned from your family that I didn't learn from mine. And not just yours, like, I learned from my other friends' families, and to this day, like, I'll go over to one of my buddies' houses, and I see their family do things a certain type of way, and I'm just like, hey, you know what? That wouldn't be a bad idea to implement with my family.
Pinchos, también Jenny.
Oh, y en Riveras.
Sí, también muertas a la verga. So yeah, like I think this character to me, güey, like was the fucking bright light at the end of the tunnel. Mr. Garabini, Mitchell Garabini. It is.
Mm-hmm.
So we get two of the best characters in this movie going at it for a little bit,
Yeah.
which is Mike Resendiz,
Mm-hmm.
who really enjoys doing his job with. Like from the way Mark Ruffalo plays him, you can tell he's intrigued. Le mueve a hacer su trabajo, le gusta hacer su trabajo, güey. Like lo que tiene que hacer a pie, güey. Like, like everything that he has to chase or whatever, he does it because he wants to do it. Like he's really determined to do his job very well. And then we go with Mr. Garabedian, el lawyer, y hace lo mismo. De otro lugar hace lo mismo. Defiende lo que es correcto. So I think that to me is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And here we get one of those phrases that Mr. Garabedian tells Mike. He's like, the church thinks in centuries. Do you have the power? Does your paper have the power to fight them? Y Mike le responde. That's another thing, Mike believes that they are doing the correct thing. Mike believes that his paper will do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he tells him, yeah. Y le contesta todavía mejor, güey. He's like, I think I do, but do you?
Pinche madre.
¿Qué,
Se
güey?
parecen tobillos del bañero.
Gacho, güey. Like, y es algo que a mí like, me llama mucho la atención, güey. Como
Que yeco.
we find out very quick Mr. Garabedian doesn't want to fuck around anymore. And Mike really believes in Mr. Garabedian.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think that's why we get that click between them two.
Yeah.
So Marty goes to the main office of the Globe, and he basically tells them what he wants to do. El main one, el patrón de él, le dice, like, are you willing? Like, are you sure you want to do this? He's like, yeah, I think it's something that the newspaper and the people who read the newspaper need to know about. Y ahí le da una fact. I think it's like 60% or 70% of the base of the Globe is Catholic. So he's like, it's very important for our readers. Well, I think that is very, very eye-opening that he's willing to go against 70% of his readers
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, because I mean, like he said, it could have gone either way. The Catholic readers could either like say fuck the Boston Globe, excuse my French, or like screw you because you're talking bad about my church, or hey, you know what? Thank you for bringing this up. Like we gotta look into this. And pues entre más gente, pues más poder. Y, you know, más duro te van a venir a coger.
Um, at the Spotlight office, a woman brings clippings on the past reports regarding the case. Sasha mentions an organization of survivors of priest molestation called SNAP, Survivors Network of Those Abused by Priests. It's run by a man named Phil Saviano. Matt flips a clip from their religion column that mentions another priest molesting kids in Ohio and then being moved to Boston where he did the same thing. It wasn't Cardinal Law who swept it under the rug, it was another cardinal. Now they see a pattern. And when these men are found molesting kids, they are quickly moved to another parish. The article mentions Jim Sullivan, a friend of Robbie's defended the priest. Sullivan es el que tú dices, el rich lawyer, el viejito. No, tú no decías ese.
No, yo decía el otro, el joven, well, like 40 something, 50 something.
Yeah.
Ya ni le puedo decir viejito, güey. Ya valió madre. Valió madre. Esto es viejo, güey.
McLeish. Tú decías McLeish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Robbie meets with Jim and his wife for dinner. He asks about the priest that Jim represented and whether the cardinal covered it up. Jim says he can't talk about the case, even off the record.
Mm. That one, the one that you're talking about, he's the one that went to go play golf with them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about... Because there's certain clips in the movie where people from Spotlight go to church. Oh, in specific, Sasha.
Yeah, Sasha with her grandma. Mm-hmm.
Like, what did you think about it?
I saw her like reaction. Like I saw that portrayal that esta muchacha, ¿cómo se llama?
Michelle?
Yeah, I was gonna say her actress name, pero
Michelle Pfeiffer, no?
no es Michelle Pfeiffer, wait. Esa es Rachel McAdams.
Ándale.
Rachel
Se
McAdams.
parecen. Nada te
No, hombre, cállate, está tan hermosa. Pero, ¿cómo se dice? Te dije que parecían, ay, hijo de tu madre, es twist off, te vas a venir rompiendo el diente. No, pero, like, even she says it, like, you know, like, and you can see how uncomfortable she feels, like, even telling her grandma. Even when she does give her grandma the article when they finally print it out, like, you can even see the struggle that she's going, like, the turmoil that she has inside, like, showing it to her. Like even when Mark Ruffalo came over to her house after he exploded, like I felt Mark, like I felt his emotion.
Oh, okay.
Contigo no se puede, güey. Well, thank you for breaking the ice, right? Pero no, like the tension. Pero yeah, like it's like you can feel it, and even the other one, no me acuerdo cómo se llama el otro. He was in Spotlight también, where he writes it down, like he sees the freaking address and he's like, no way. You see him walk out of his house, and then from like he goes down a block and a half, and boom, you know, like he sees the house, and he was like, oh shit. So of course he goes back, writes it down on a notepad, puts it on the fridge. Boom, kids do not go near this address. Boom, like even then, and like even when he had pitched it to Marty. No, he didn't pitch it to Marty. He pitched it to Michael Keaton's character.
To Robbie.
Yeah, to Robbie. And he told him, like, he was like,
I know we're not supposed to tell anybody.
yeah.
Like,
But can I tell my neighbors, like, they have kids?
We'll tell them soon. Like, you see,
Esos eran huevos de Marty. De Robbie.
de Robbie. Güey, eso es lo que
Okay.
te digo, güey. Ese character, güey, para poder tener los huevos de querer entender y saber hasta dónde va a llegar, es algo que no muchas personas tienen. Sí la cagó, güey.
Sí, No, yo digo por los pinches huevos también porque ya sabía él que la había cagado. Nosotros todavía no nos habíamos enterado que era él. Pero él ya conscientemente sabiendo de que él ya la cagó, todavía diciendo, hey, ¿sabes qué? Nos tenemos que esperar. We'll tell them in due time. A la madre. Like, that's where I was like, yo.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Like, I'm trying to think of the moment that.
Hey, qué rico.
So, a mí se me hizo. So, otra cosa, güey. Bobby,
Mm-hmm.
el canoso,
Yeah.
how much he was trying to prevent from them to move on with the story.
Yeah, like for a second, I thought he was the one that had blocked it, like the previous time, because of all those insights. Like he kept asking questions, like he kept going there. Like in my mind, while the movie was playing, I was like, hey, no, it's this guy. This guy, he's the fall guy. He's the one that's leaking the information over to the church. The church finds out. They come over. You know, they start talking him out of it, or they start suiting up. They start lowering up. Like that's where my mind went. But you know, later on we find out no, that ain't the case.
So then we meet a person next who's Phil Saviano. He, I don't know if he was a major character. I honestly don't know how to feel about his character in this movie. Because I don't know if it did good or if it did bad. But it was the connection to all the other victims.
In what sense?
Because he brought the other victim, like con el de Sasha.
Oh yeah.
Like all the victims that Sasha talked to,
Mm-hmm.
or all the victims, because we don't see Sasha talking to a lot, but supposedly she did have interviews with a lot. Like
Mm-hmm.
en la movie no se da a entender, pero they only chose one, que es el gordito.
Mm-hmm.
La white version de Smiley.
Fun facts, guys. In every aspect.
Yeah.
No, the one that really tripped me out was when she went out and she interviewed that priest at the door.
Ay, güey, no, güey.
Hey, wait, the way he just admitted it to it and like sort of like made it seem like, oh no, but it wasn't my fault. Like you have to like sort of justifying his actions.
Like, so,
Like
here's the thing, güey.
I wanted to break my TV, bro. Like I wanted to throw my fucking beer at my
Pero
TV.
¿cuántas veces por como nos educan, güey, seguimos cometiendo el mismo error de las personas que nos educaron? No se justifica, no lo estoy
Sí,
justificando.
no se justifica, güey.
Pero, ¿qué es lo que él le dice? Pero es que
A mí me lo hicieron.
a mí me lo hicieron. No fue violación. Yo no lo violé.
Ujú. Yo fui violado.
Si
Yo fui violado. Eso no fue violación. Like it was
Yeah.
it's that part that like it made
O sea,
me trip out.
¿qué le
Like,
hicieron a este cabrón para decir que lo que él hizo al niño no fue
no
violación?
fue violación. Yeah, exactly.
Like, ya es donde viene. Ok, pero fuiste. Y mi pregunta aquí iba a ser: ¿fuiste violado por otro padrecito, güey? ¿Y tú quisiste ser igual que él, cabrón?
Yeah.
¿O porque te violaron, güey, te quisiste hacer padrecito? Porque hay una diferencia, güey. No porque él lo vaya a querer hacer como padrecito, pero si lo violaron a él fuera de la iglesia,
Ujú.
que nada tenga nada que ver.
Sí, que no tenga que ver nada. Y él se quiso ser padre.
Él vio su salvación, güey. Él vio la luz, lo que tú
Ujú.
quieras.
Sí.
En la iglesia, él se hizo padrecito. Y luego, cuando él le tocó hacerlo, él no lo hizo él no lo hizo igual como se lo hicieron a él, güey. En su pensar, güey, yo no lo hice como a mí me lo hicieron, entonces no fue violación.
Ujú. O sea, yo tuve el permiso del niño. O sea, se justifica en ese sentido, pero es like, no mames, like sabemos que un niño de esa edad, güey, no tiene conocimiento de hacer, o sea, de hacer sus propias decisiones, como una persona madura, una persona, verdad que ya que ya sabe lo que está
Sí,
pasando.
sí, sí.
¿Sí me
Pero
entiendes?
a mí también eso me sacó de onda, güey. Like, porque él te lo dijo con tanta nobleza, con
Sí,
tanta inocencia, güey.
sí,
Inocencia, güey.
inocencia ya.
Porque no se le miraba.
No se le miraba así como de que con la mala
Sí, con
intención o...
morbo, güey.
Sí, exactamente, yeah. That's a
Like,
word.
no se le vio con morbo.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't understand what he had done, güey.
He didn't understand that it was wrong, what he had done.
Yeah.
Like,
Y ahí es donde te va. Si tú no entiendes que lo que hiciste está mal, güey. Está mal.
yes.
Ok.
Yeah, like,
No.
like,
Sí. Ok. Sí, güey. Pero, ¿cómo tú o cómo le vas a hacer para que las demás personas entiendan que está mal, güey? Eso es lo que voy. Porque si a él lo educaron, que fue correcto lo que le hicieron, güey. La culpa sí es de él, porque él hizo el acto. Pero no es nada más con él, güey. Es a quién educó él y quién lo educó a él, güey. Let me put it to you this way. I do believe that racism is taught.
yeah. Oh,
Racism
yeah.
is taught.
I know that for a fact.
Okay. It's the same thing. Like, not in the same extent, right? Nobody's penetrating nobody else. Or nobody's abusing anybody else, right? Because whatever it is.
Yeah.
Pero si te enseñaron que lo que yo te estoy enseñando es lo correcto, güey. ¿Hasta cuándo esa persona va a entender que está mal?
Yeah.
Si para él siempre ha sido lo correcto.
It's
Y
true.
por eso yo te digo, este señor no entiende que está mal, güey. Porque para él es algo que tiene que pasar. Por eso la nobleza de él a decirlo. Por eso no el morbo, güey. Por eso él contesta, güey. Porque para él no entiende que está mal, güey. Porque es algo natural para él. Para lo mejor está malito, güey. Like, no está todo ahí. Pero para él está bien. Like, ¿sí me entiendes? Porque la señora sí entendió, güey. Ey, no contestes ninguna pregunta. Métete. Porque ella sí entiende lo que él hizo, güey. Y ella sí se ve nerviosa.
Yeah.
Y él no, güey. Él lo dijo calmado, sereno.
Sí, el vato bien, como si nada.
Y como te digo, no lo estoy justificando, güey. Pero hasta dónde. No lo estoy justificando para nada, güey. Pero hasta dónde la culpa no solamente es de él, güey.
Yeah.
O si está mal, güey. Mentalmente. ¿Quién lo dejó? ¿Sí me entiendes? ¿Quién lo dejó estar ahí, güey?
Yeah.
Es a lo que nos tenemos que preguntar, güey. Y por eso me gusta chingos esta película, güey. Porque esta película no paró en quién lo hizo. Es quién está dejando que esto pase. Que es lo que muchas veces no entendemos.
Yeah.
Que el problema no, el problema mayor no es quién lo está haciendo, es quién está dejando que pasen las cosas. No nos vamos tan lejos. El problema en una escuela que a un niño lo hagan bullying no es el bully. Es la maestra, es la principal, es la consejera que no le ha puesto
no.
un auto
Atención.
o un alto al niño.
Y te ganas un auto por hacer bullying, güey. No mames.
Sí, ¿sí me entiendes? Es si las maestras, las consejeras, la principal está dejando que esto pase, al rato que el niño se vergue al otro, no me vayas a sacar a mi hijo de la escuela porque tú tuviste la culpa.
Exactamente.
Tú tienes estas consecuencias. Es ahí a donde voy, güey. Que todo esto en la película nos llegaba a pensar, porque hasta ahorita, güey, todos dijimos, bueno, si ves la película, yo pensé, ya tienen a los priests, right? Like, ya tienen a los priests, like, they'll investigate the priests. Y no, güey. Cuando Marty le dice, okay, show me that it's coming from the top up, I'm like, ya entendí, güey. Like, ya entendí. Like, ya entendí a dónde quieren llegar.
Yeah, like,
Y eso es de aplaudirse, güey.
Yes.
Porque they had a story.
Yeah.
They had a story about 2 months or a month into it.
sí, porque como dicen, o sea, no importa si tumban a uno o a dos de estos cabrones o a todos. O sea, te van a saltar otros más y van a hacer lo mismo. Y si sigues dejando que la
institución.
sí, la institución vuelva a hacer lo mismo, well, it's gonna happen again, you know. Like if they let them do it, it's gonna happen again. Y pues está canijo, man. It is. Was a very
I really like this line that Saviano tells him. When a parish priest pays attention to you, it's a big deal. It's like God asking for your help. So one day when he asks you for a hand job, you give it to him. This is not just physical abuse, but spiritual abuse because it robs you of your faith. You're ashamed, and many end up becoming alcoholics, drug addicts, or killing themselves. Hence why the organization is for survivors.
That was the leader for Snap, right?
Yeah.
That's all I'm telling you, man. Like when they broke it down like that, like psychological wise, I was like I would I wouldn't think of it like that. You know, like I would have never put it in that perspective in my own eyes. But when he said it, like I was just like tienen razón, like cuántas veces, y como dijo el otro, el lawyer también, he had said something over along the lines like, oh, like a lot of the parents didn't want to go against the church because of other people in their parish, like other people that were influencing them, like, hey, like you shouldn't do this, like he's done a whole lot of good for the community, and it's not fair to judge him for one fuck up. But in my mind, it's like, no seas mamón. Like, how do you think the other criminals get justified? Like, some of them, most criminals are first time offenders, but they create really big offenses, and they get trialed like if they were multiple offenders. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that there's different levels of offenders. Like there's those repeat offenders. Yeah, nada más they have that klepto. What the fuck, kleptomaniacs? I think is like for the people that steal. Like, and it's in their nature. Like they
It's
go
their habitat.
Yeah, it's their habit.
It's their habit, sorry.
And like sometimes they like it's a tick that they have, but still like I don't like it doesn't justify it. Like I don't know.
No, like, it's like, I don't justify what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't justify what they did. Like, there's no justifying it. No más, sí.
No one in their right mind would.
Nada más cuando vimos que esta señora le toca la puerta al señor, güey, y él contesta como cuando él dice, a mí me violaron, yo sé lo que es ser violado.
Yeah,
Te
y
quedas
esta
así
no fue
como que,
viola. Yeah. That's what I'm telling you, man. When I saw this movie, like it made me go back. Like it made me feel emotion. Like it wasn't just me watching a movie. Like I told you prior to the podcast when I first got here. Like I really felt like I was watching a documentary, like in the making. Like it wasn't like to me it wasn't a movie. It was just like, yo, there's been facts after facts. I'm seeing exactly what's going down, and it is astonishing, breathtaking. Um, it's just something. I mean, you hear it. You've. I know I've heard it for years. Like even prior to 2002, like you would hear it, pero like you would think, no, pues era nada más uno dos. But now once they started throwing out numbers and just ballpark numbers, I was just like, yo, like this is an epidemic. Like this is something big.
So then, after all of this, we see Resendiz with other colleagues and with Ben.
Mm-hmm.
And they're at the park, right? At the baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, you start getting a sense like there's pushback from not from the main editor, but from people around.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start asking, shit, no fucking one. Like, you start understanding, yeah, there's questioning and there's pushback because it could be one of the parishes that they belong to.
Mm-hmm. Where they take their family, where they take their kids, their wife, their their nieces, their nephews. That's where they grew up. That's where they were doing it.
Y ellos ven a esas personas como
santos,
puros.
Sí, yeah. Like that's their holy image. Like that is what they image.
And I started picturing like the. Granted, I've seen this movie thousands of times. Not thousands. I've seen this movie honestly about 50 times. Like
Shit,
I've
I
seen
saw it this week at least 10,
yeah, like I saw this movie. I've seen this movie about 50 times,
and it made me feel the exact same way every single time.
and I started paying attention to the way the characters behave themselves in certain parts.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the people from Spotlight, and you see them trying to get to the point of what. At the beginning, they're trying to get to the how many priests, then to how they can prove how many priests there are, then to how many people, or if it's just priest or if it's coming from the top, like from the institution, and then okay, how are we gonna prove that it's coming from the institution, and then you see people around, and you're like, fuck, like why are you asking about more priests? Like why, like them starting to feel worried that it could be the priests that are with them, like that they go attend to, the ones that they talk to, the ones that preach, or the ones that dan el sermón, güey, en la iglesia de ellos.
Mm-hmm.
Y es donde todos los demás empiezan a cambiar. Y entre menos preguntas hacen, más las personas alrededor se quedan preocupadas, güey.
Yeah.
Y ya no es tanto de que vamos a darle pushback, es fuck, ahora yo quiero saber quién es el que está haciendo esto, por si a mí me está pasando o en mi área está pasando, para yo dejar de ir, o yo dejar de asistir, o yo cambiarme. Y you're like, fuck, like this movie goes from them getting pushback to other colleagues wondering, like, hey, like give me something so I can like see for my family, and they can't. Wait,
Mm-hmm.
they can't even do it for themselves and for their neighborhood. Well, they do it for themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they can't even do it for their neighborhood. Porque ahí está Sasha. Ella sigue dejando a su abuelita ir a la iglesia, güey. La trata de acompañar hasta el último, donde ya
Mm-hmm.
se desata todo, que ya no lo puede, güey. Que se enoja cada vez que va.
Yeah. Yeah. She explained it to Mark Ruffalo, no?
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, I completely understand her way. Like, no mames. Like, I'm telling you, like, I was just watching this movie, and if I would be a regular churchgoer, I think I would have stopped. I would have stopped, like, going, like, just because of this. Like, maybe not stop believing in my like my
Your
teachings.
beliefs.
Yeah, my
Porque
teachings.
Saib, sorry, no, not to interrupt, pero Saib dice, like, I'm still Christian, I'm still Catholic,
Mhm.
but I don't go to church.
Yeah, you don't
Y
go
Mark
to
le
church.
pregunta así como, Mark ignorant of, not ignorant and smart at the same time, because he's like, how does that work?
Mhm.
Porque sí, a lo mejor porque Mark dijo él que antes era Christian o Catholic,
Catholic. Mhm.
pero a lo mejor sigue siendo Catholic, güey, pero él piensa que ya no es porque no va a la iglesia.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like, ¿sí me entiendes? Entonces
Yeah.
le pregunta, like, hey, how does that work? Like, from a, fuck, maybe I still believe just that,
You just don't assist.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, güey, pinche película te da una cátedra, güey. And again, this is not based on religion, which they fucking love, because they could have gone religion.
Oh yeah, they could. Yeah, they could have smashed religion, but they didn't do it like that. And I enjoy. I like that part of it, because yes, it is based on religious, or religion, but it's mainly focused on the institution rather than religion itself.
Yeah,
Because, like they said, it's only 6-8% of the priests.
6%.
6%. Pero it doesn't take away from the fact that, like it does happen.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah. Where are we at?
Before we go with the victims, pop up all the fucking sponsors here, because
Oh yeah.
sí, antes de que se manchen.
Thank you very much for Los Rosales HT for their wonderful candies. As you guys can see, we've got an assorted variety here today. Thank you very much. Like always, they are extremely delicious. Thank you again to Mitos Creations and their cups. Very sorry that we. Okay, there you go. We got one of them out at least. We didn't bust out our show cups just because we had bottles. But once again, Smito Creations, thank you very much. I believe, was it Mitos Creations that had a raffle today or yesterday?
Probably.
Yeah, I
Yeah, they've
think,
been having raffles. Both
yeah,
of them have been having raffles.
yeah,
Ruffles.
Ruffles. Hold on.
Rufles.
Robles, hey, órale. But yeah, go ahead and follow them on
On Facebook.
Facebook. Yeah. And once again, thank you very much to OG Barber 956. Guys, you guys want to get faded just because of this freaking movie. I have not gone and gotten a haircut. I am stressing out. I'm thinking I'm gonna get at least 10 other white hairs from this movie alone. Uh, but thank you guys once again. Thank you to all three of our sponsors, La Rosales HT once again, Mitos Creations, and OG Barber 956. Thank you very much, guys, for your support and continued dedication for your work and ours as well.
The reason why I wanted to put out all the sponsors era porque se va a poner bien sucio este pinche mugrero, güey.
Oh yeah, I know.
Y antes de embarrarlos en las pendejadas que vamos a decir y en lo cómo nos vamos a sentir, güey,
Yeah.
mejor hay que dejarlos ir. Yeah, you should have asked for some gushers. I actually have gushers. ¿Dónde están a la verga? Creo que son esos.
All right, here, Grims. I'll take one just for you.
So we have Sasha meeting one of the victims. Es uno gordito, él, güerito. He's gay. The reason why it's important that he's gay is because he mentions it. Like, that's the only reason why.
Yeah. It's not calling him out on anything.
Yeah. He mentions it in the movie that he's gay, and it was very important for him to mention it because the reason why everything led for him to be abused by a priest was because the priest knew he was gay and he accepted him as gay. So, in order for that tension to break, he asked the kid, because he was a kid back then, to play strip poker.
Two things priests aren't supposed to be doing: gambling and soliciting sexual favors from kids. Sorry, go ahead.
Um, um, so we're gonna talk about him first, and then we'll go with Patrick. Patrick es el de Gary Beatty en el que está en la office. Okay, so they meet in a cafe, and something that Sasha says: vocabulary is gonna be very crucial in this paper. Like, they need details, güey. Like, entiendo, güey, pero también la pinche mentalidad del chavo en volver a pasar todo, güey, en su mente. He says that he's now sober for 4 years, I think. Pero no, antes no, güey. Like, and everything was to cope with everything that had happened to him. And we find out that in the first meeting that they have, he gives a blowjob to the priest. Like, he lost, so because he lost, he had to pay the priest with a blowjob. You're talking about a 9 through 12-year-old kid with giving a blowjob to an adult. Like, ¿en qué mente adulta cabe eso, güey? Y no fue una vez. Porque la primera vez pasó eso. Después de ahí ya empezaron a tener relaciones sexuales, güey. He was not a teen. He was still a child.
Like, I don't understand, like, that sickness, way. Like, I can't, even me right now as an adult, I go out to, like, let's say I go out to a bar and I see an attractive young lady, right? Real pretty, muy bonita, fit, everything. Se nota she goes to school, studies, you know, she's set for a bright future. But just because I know she's early 20s, late teens, I won't even fucking consider it. Like no, we're not gonna match. Like mentally, we're not gonna be on the same plane. And even when it comes to like sexual relations, será because now I have a niece that's 21. Like it's like I see her, or like I see this attractive young lady, and I'm like, shit, that could be my niece. Like no mames, how would I feel if a guy my age is going out with my niece? Like, it just throws up a whole bunch of red flags, and it doesn't make me feel that type of way. I don't understand how these freaking people, excuse me, don't see themselves with that light. You know what I mean? Like how you said, we're not even talking about teens. We're not even talking about like late teens. We're not talking about early 20s. We're talking about kids, like huerquitos. They haven't even hit their teens. They haven't even gotten to their teenage stage. Like no mames. Like it astounds me. I don't know. It just
And then here, like, because they start walking, right? Because they don't want to be in a close place, like with everybody, other people eavesdropping. And here's the first time that I fucking started thinking, like, fuck. That they walk by and they see a church with a playground and he calls it out. Like, uh, and look, there's a playground and there's a church right in front of it. So this gives me the first time that I saw this movie, I'm like, it clicks. And V for Vendetta, way. In V for
which is our
Vendetta,
next movie, guys.
in V for Vendetta, there's a piece where V sends the girl Evie
Mm-hmm.
to a
the
church.
You're right. And what was the guy's fucking knack or Nick, whatever?
Yeah, that
His
she
warning?
looks too old.
Wow, bro, you just fucking hit it on the head. You just hit the nail on the head. Wow.
And it was just like, makes sense. Like, it makes fucking sense. Like, ahora entiendo por qué esa línea, güey. Like, ahora entiendo esa línea, pero, like, I just missed it. Pero ahora entiendo por qué el padrecito was so hesitant. Like, ahora entiendo por qué el padrecito no quería, güey. He's like, he even says, like, I'll contact them later or whatever. Like, because they're usually younger or they look younger or whatever it is. And then whatever. Pero now that line makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Y por eso la viste como una niña de la escuela, güey.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in Europe. That wasn't even here in the United States.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, closer to the Vatican.
Yep. But yeah, it clicked. Um, then we meet Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick se le falleció su papá, güey. Su mamá estaba destrozada. Era él y su hermana.
Mm-hmm.
Su hermana le dijo al padrecito. El padrecito fue a la casa de ellos. El padrecito no se llevó a la hermana. Le dijo a él que si quiere ir por un cono de nieve. Se lo llevó a comprar el cono de nieve. Compraron el cono de nieve. Este güey le pone la mano en la pantorrilla o en el muslo.
Mm-hmm.
Lo empieza a sobar. Luego le agarra la verga. Y I think he says that, like, he finishes him off, ¿no?
Yeah.
And la picture in my head, güey, fue cuando dijo, I never even touched the ice cream cone. Like, it melted in my heart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. He did say that.
Like, how fucking shocking for him was that? Como nos lo pintan en la movie, is how fucking shocking is that God sent him someone to do that to him?
Mm-hmm.
And who the fuck was he gonna tell? if he was the man of the house.
Yeah. That is crazy. And Grims, to answer your question, I am not. I am not religious. Um, I have studied um, the Christian slash uh, Catholic Bible. I've studied the Quran, and I've been meaning to study um, the Kabbalah. I think it's called the Jewish one. But from the two texts that I have read, they are very similar. They are damn near the exact same thing. The Quran and and the Bible are the exact same teachings. The only difference between them is that the Quran is a lot stricter with them. So, as far as strictness goes, it's Catholics with really laxed, really relaxed ways. You know, like if you mess up, you say dos Ave Marias and te perdonaron. When it comes to Christianity, Christianity is a little bit strict as to where it's like you must repent and you must do this, you must do that. And then the Quran, it's you're being celibate. You are not eating cloved meat, cloved hooved meats, as in like you can't eat pork, venison, anything like that. Have I ever prayed? I won't lie. I have prayed, but not not in the full religious extent, if that makes any sense. I've prayed when like the first time that I got into Christianity. I did go in because I was going through some turmoil in my life. I had just lost my dad. I was spiraling out of control. I was drinking at least a freaking bucana a fucking day. Like I threw all my savings into drinking. I started getting into heavy drugs. Like I was going down a really, really, really bad path. And I did that for a good year and a half, maybe 2 years, until finally, my sister came down. She had seen me. She took me away. I went out there to live with her in Virginia. Ended up going to San Antonio, stayed in San Antonio, and in San Antonio, one of my good friends out there was a real hardcore Christian believer. Had me going into church services, and I do not, I didn't really stay with it. Do I feel like he answered me or guided me in a better path? For the sense being in the moment, I don't know if it was so much a God that was doing that for me. Um, I feel like it was more of the people I was hanging around with. I was not hanging around with uh my group of people. I wasn't hanging around with people that were drinking, that were doing drugs. I wasn't hanging around with malandros, like I was strictly, what, go to work, come home, and then anytime that I'd go out, it was, I'm going to a church service, or I'm going to the shooting range, or I'm going hunting, or I'm going fishing. Like, other than that, excuse me, I wasn't hanging around with nobody. Yeah, I mean it could be debatable, man. I'm like I'm not one to say, hey, you know what, like it was because of him, it was because of that. But I will say this: the people that I was surrounding myself with were nothing but believers, and they wouldn't drink, they wouldn't, or don't get me wrong, they did drink every once in a while, um, but like it. I mean, it is what it is. I asked because
Not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie, I felt lost at some point. Yeah, brother. Like look, I'm not gonna be one to tell you like you should go do it. But I will say this: give it a try. Give it a try. Go and see if it works for you. If it does, con madre, brother, échale ganas. And if it doesn't, like, don't worry, brother. It's not the end of the world. Like, hey, reach out to us. Reach out to us, man. Even if it's just you needing somebody to hear you out. You know what I mean? Like, como dice el dicho, like I'd rather hear your story than having to go to your your funeral service. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. I've been there. I know Quick's been there. I saw when he was going through his thing. Um, and at first, like, I didn't understand it because I hadn't been in his particular situation. Um, and like it freaking happened and was ching out. Hey, carnalito, I get it, bro. I get it. Um, I don't know what it is that has happened to you. But if you want, we can definitely talk about it uh, on a direct message. You can give us a call. And we can definitely talk about it, brother. That's the I'm here to help. I'm here to help. This is not, it's not just a show that we do. Like, I'm a human being. You know what I mean? Like, I've been through shit. We've all been through shit, and especially being men, we're not allowed to be weak or vulnerable in the eyes of society. And believe me, I get that pressure. Um, pero no te agüites, güey. Like, if need be, hey, échanos una llamada. We'll fucking hang out. Vamos. Oh, yeah, I know. I've lost. I've got. I've got. I don't have enough fingers to count on both my hands to tell you how many freaking buddies I've lost, both my age and younger. Um, I'm not even talking about the older ones. I'm talking about my age and younger. Um, and family and friends, you know what I mean? And friends that I would consider family. Um, que en paz descansen todos. So, like, it is a sensitive subject, man. Pero like I said, you need to talk. We can DM after the show, and definitely, man, we'll hear you out. I don't mind at all. Salud, cabrón.
Ah, lo bueno que a mí no me preguntan si yo soy religioso.
Sí, no, ya sé. No, ya sé, güey. Y como te digo, like, I can't say that I'm religious because I'd be lying. I would be lying, brother. I would be lying to say that I am because I'm not, you know. But do I study the teachings? Yes, I do believe those books have powerful teachings. They do have very good. They do have a very good message. Do I believe I have to follow them to a T? No, I just believe that they're very good guidelines to follow if you are feeling lost, if you are feeling some type of way. Like, I do believe that it does help people. Um, and if it helps somebody else, like, hey, by any means.
Yeah, me personally, okay, so I'll put it to you this way. Yo creo que todos,
Sure does, brother.
I believe everybody needs to believe in something in order for them to go on. Like, in order for them to move forward. Like, it could be stupid for me to believe it, it could be whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody needs to believe. Everybody needs a sense to believe in order to exist.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it is believing in one another, whether it's believing in a religion,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's believing in a saying, lo que tú quieras, güey. Si tú crees en algo, vas a seguir luchando para que eso florezca. Puedes creer en tu trabajo, güey. No nos vamos tan lejos. Puedes creer en el trabajo que tú haces.
Mm-hmm.
Y si lo haces bien, güey, te va a ir bien. Si tú te dedicas a hacer tu trabajo porque tú crees en el trabajo que tú estás haciendo, güey, todos los días te vas a levantar con ganas de estar haciendo tu trabajo. Con
Oh,
ganas
yeah.
de salir adelante con tu trabajo. I honestly believe in people, güey. Like, I do believe in people. Like, yo sí creo que teniendo una charla con una persona, güey, puedes aprender, puedes sacarle algo de esa persona, güey, por lo menos intelectual que sea o lo menos inteligente que sea, hasta el más inteligente que tú conozcas, güey. Todos tienen una vida, todos tienen un pasado, todos tienen algo nuevo que tú puedes aprender. Y a mí me gusta creer que la gente no es como todos piensan que la gente es, güey. Yo creo que hay gente buena que hace cosas malas sin saber por qué son malas. Hay gente que son malas, que hacen cosas buenas sin saber que siguen siendo malas,
Mm.
que son personas malas. Hay gente buena que hace cosas malas, güey. Y hay gente buena que hace cosas buenas.
Yeah.
Entonces es nada más creer en la gente, güey. Creer que en la gente vas a encontrar lo que tú estás buscando. Y
Mm.
ya.
Mhm.
No nos vamos tan lejos. Mi mamá era católica y tenía una Santísima Muerte en mi baño.
Yeah. Que me
Y,
daba chingo de miedo, raza. Cada vez que ver el pinche baño,
like,
sentía que esa madre se le iba a caer el scythe y me iba.
yo le- mi mamá era, le creía y ella era su todo de mi mamá, güey.
Mm.
Hasta el punto que yo la llegué a cargar por unos años, güey, para yo estar bien o porque me protegía. Pero yo dejé de persinarme, güey, como a los 7, 8 años.
Mhm.
Yo dejé, yo dejé de ser religioso, güey, cuando yo me enteré que yo ya no digo, eh, cuando estoy en un pedo digo, Dios, ayúdame. O, ay, padre, ¿cómo está? ¿Sí me entiendes?
Mhm.
Cuando yo no le pido a Dios, yo me enteré que ya dejé de ser religioso completamente. Porque hay gente que dice, no, yo no soy religiosa, y se mete en un pedo y, ay, por favor, ayúdame, que esto y que el otro, que no sé qué, que no sé cuándo. No,
Mm.
yo supe que dejé de ser religioso cuando jamás era ni, por sarcasmo sí, güey, porque sí lo uso como sarcasmo, o para hacer reír.
Mhm.
O no para un chiste, porque no hay muchos chistes que hablen de Dios, pero sí para hacer reír.
Mm.
Tengo un camarada, Smiley, güey. Ese güey se ríe chingos. Porque ese güey, cada vez que pasa en la iglesia, güey,
¿Por qué le dicen Smiley?
ese güey, cada vez que pasa en una iglesia, güey, se quita la cachucha y se persina, güey.
Mm.
Y uno, ¡hey, Chuy! Y ese güey se ríe. Pero porque yo jamás le he dicho, no creas, güey.
Yeah.
Porque ese es pedo de él, güey.
Sí, claro.
Pero yo no me persino. Yo
Mm.
dejé de persinarme. Yo dejé de decir, Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. O en el nombre del Padre, el Hijo y el Espíritu Santo. Amén. Ángel de la guardia, dulce compañero, acompáñame de noche y de día, que si
Yo
no
lo he
me perdería.
estudiado, güey. Yo lo he estudiado y tú te sabes más de lo que yo sé.
Yeah, Christianity or not, Catholicism, you are able
Yeah,
to.
you can think,
Yeah.
you can practice
Sí,
santería.
mi mamá era católica, güey.
Ujú.
Pues católica romana, güey. Hasta eso, güey. Era de las antiguas, güey.
Ujú.
Like, pero yo dejé de atender iglesias, güey. Yo dejé de creer en todo lo que sea religión, güey. Yo lo dejé de creer.
Mm.
Ahora no te puedo decir si existe o no existe porque nunca me ha tocado vivirlo.
Ujú.
Pero yo sí creo que la gente tiene que creer. En lo que quieran creer, güey, pero tienen que creer. Si
Yeah.
tú quieres creer en un pedazo de caca, güey, y lo mantienes,
Ujú.
y tú dices que ese güey te va a dar poder, güey, te puesto lo que quieras, que si le eches
Te va a
chingo de
dar
ganas,
poder.
sí te va a dar el poder, güey, a seguir.
Ujú.
Y no
Yeah.
estoy hablando mal de ninguna religión, sino cada quien puede creer en lo que se le hinche su pinche gana, creer.
Ujú.
Y porque creo, güey, y hace las cosas bien, se le va a dar. Yo soy más de creer en las personas en las que si yo me pongo y yo creo en mí, yo lo voy a lograr. No me importa que tantas veces me caiga, que tantas veces trompiece. Si yo quiero salir adelante, lo voy a hacer.
Yeah.
Yo sí soy más de creer que nosotros tenemos mucho más poder que creérnoslas. Pero tenemos que creer en algo.
Yeah.
¿Sí? Porque si yo no creo en mí y yo no creo en nada, güey, pues no, ¿qué chingados voy a hacer de mi vida?
Oye, qué bonito nos vemos nosotros hablando de religión con una pinche, con una camisa con el, with the fake devil.
Es un
Ah,
skull. Dile a Grims, güey, es un skull. ¿Qué es, Grims?
pues,
Es un skull with horns, güey.
ujú.
Era un animal, güey.
Ah, bueno, entonces era un animal. Pero, how do you explain the pentagram on the top?
What's it?
The pentagram.
Ah, chaos, güey.
Ah, okay, chaos. Okay, we can go there. Anarchy,
No, it's actually chaos.
chaos. Bueno.
Actually, the outer thing
Mhm.
is chaos, güey.
Oh, okay. No, pues yo no sé. I'm not very good with symbolism.
Yeah.
Well, wow, that's another one we should do. Symbolism with Angels and Demons and Da Vinci Code. Two very good movies.
No, pues, nah, güey, no. Like, es que para todo, cuando la gente quiere hablar, güey, habla. Y cuando la gente... So, básicamente, güey, esta película sirve para muchas cosas.
Oh yeah.
Porque estamos hablando de lo mal que hicieron los padrecitos, güey. Pero no todos son iguales. Es como una persona común y corriente, güey. De 10 güeyes que pones, güey, uno es una manera, el otro es una manera y así te va sucesivamente.
Sí, a huevo, no. Sí, a huevo, no te sientas así tú, Grims. It's not that. No hay ninguna pena. There's no shame in believing in any religion. Like, to each his own. Like, and that's one thing we will always respect.
Güey, y es que
And
si
I
te
believe
sirve,
everybody should.
y si te sirve, güey,
Yeah,
¿quién soy yo para decirte que no es cierto?
exactamente. Yeah.
Güey, ¿quién soy yo para decirte, qué poder tengo yo sobre ti, güey, para decirte que no es cierto? Y de ahí, güey, de ahí las bases. Yo por eso me pueden decir, nah, es que tú eres muy reservado, que no sé qué. Es que, ¿para qué me meto en la vida de los demás, güey?
Yeah.
Muy apenas puedo contener mi puta vida
Exactamente, loco.
para estarme metiendo y no preocupándome, pero para estarme metiendo en la vida de los demás, güey.
Yeah.
Ahora, es muy diferente. Si tú me dices, oye, güey, vamos a platicar, platicamos. Pero yo no te voy a juzgar por lo que me platicas.
Exactamente.
Yo no te voy a decir, nada, estás bien, estás mal. Ahora, si tú me pides mi opinión,
Es
ya
otra
valiste
cosa.
verga.
Sí, es otra cosa.
Sí, porque yo soy muy pendejo para decir mis opiniones. Soy muy honesto, pero soy muy pendejo para decir mis opiniones.
Yeah. Blunt.
Que quede
You're
claro.
blunt.
No, estoy muy pendejo, güey.
Ah, bueno. Está.
Sí, digo las cosas. There's being blunt y luego ser chino, güey. O quick.
Mm.
Sí, porque no las sé pensar, güey.
Yeah.
So, ya las dije, güey, y me quedaba así como, la vieja no debería de haberlas dicho así.
Mhm.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Pero. Yeah. Like, y es otra cosa, güey. Ahorita ya que estamos aquí dando deleite de este pinche pedo, es otra cosa. Hay mucha gente que no sabe escuchar a personas, güey.
Oh, yeah.
Hay mucha gente que una persona le platica algo y automáticamente busca.
Quieren dar su opinión.
No, deja tú que quieren dar su opinión. En su mente están pensando, nah, yo no hubiera hecho eso, yo no hubiera hecho eso, está mal esto no, esto sí. Y no saben escuchar, güey. Y por estar pensando en que ellos moralmente
Harían.
están mejor o harían las cosas mejor que tú, no te escucharon nada de lo que tú dijiste. Porque ellos en su pinche mente pendeja, ya acabaron de hacer una historia, güey, que tú ni les has contado.
Mhm.
Pero eso lo dejamos. Cuando quieran una cátedra, güey, de esto, yo tengo días para hablar, güey. Oh, you know what, Grims? I did see that we're able to invite people, like, on the chat.
Mm.
So maybe next season we can do that. That would be nice.
Mhm.
Going back to the movie.
Yeah.
La verga, la pinche película, güey. Okay. So, pasa 9/11, güey.
Ajá.
Todo se corta. Phil Saviano se enoja, like, hey, like, 9/11 already passed. So, 9/11 pasa, güey, y estos güeyes tienen que cortar todo, güey. Todo. Antes de eso, we find out that they win the ruling, way for the papers.
Mhm.
They
Oh,
win-
that's right.
They win the ruling. The judge who they thought was gonna go against them because she's Catholic
Actually helps them.
actually helps them out and rules in their favor.
Mhm.
Then we find out that it's gonna take a couple of months for them to get the papers out porque the church is gonna appeal, and usually by mid-June, we find out that basically by mid-June those papers are gonna be released, but they're able to take out any evidence. Like they're trying to get not the court thing, like not the whole
Court
process,
documents.
not yeah, pero sí la evidence, güey, de lo que se usó. So pasa 9/11, güey. Mike Resendez lo mandan para Florida a la verga. Los otros se quedan ahí. They tell Phil Saviano, hey, we're going to put you on hold. Phil Saviano thinks they're going to drop the case. We skip a couple of weeks. Um, ¿Cómo se llama? Gary Bedian le habla a Robbie para hablar a Resendes. Y le dice, hey, like, the papers, like, the evidence is out. Like, you can actually go to the court and ask for it. Robbie le marca a Resendes, hey, how's everything going? Like, the papers are out. Like, the evidence is out or whatever. Like, book your first flight back over here. Like, wrap up everything that you got to do there. Book your first flight. He's like, how come Gary Bedian didn't come? He's like, because you were gonna scream at him. Remember, Gary Bedian and Mike Resendiz are the same.
They got that same personality.
Yeah, they're both really good characters.
Yeah,
or people. I guess. Yeah. So we come back. So he goes back, and then he starts seeing all the fucking letters that were written to Cardinal Law. Like Cardinal Law, like there was no way that
they could have said, "Hey, you know what? We missed it. Yeah, we missed it."
Like there was no way that he could have missed it. We also find out that instead of 13 priests that they had, it was 87 priests, 86 priests. That's four priests from being the exact 6% that Ripe had told him. We also find out that in Boston, hey, we should do that. We should check in our local library if there is a fucking almanac of other priests.
I don't think I'd want to be a part of this, just simply because I'm not very good with controlling emotions, and I am
Imagínate, güey.
susceptible for doing something stupid.
No, pero imagínate en Texas.
I know, but it's just a little too close to home that me personally, myself, I wouldn't feel comfortable with it.
Come on, Lorenzo.
Yeah, no, you can beg me all you want. You can pay me millions of dollars, brother, and I wouldn't do it. I can't. I know myself.
Come on, Lorenzo. Help the community, güey. Be that change that the community needs, güey.
I can. I'll hear him out. But I am not doing something stupid.
I think that'll be a fucking good project, way. That would be an awesome project. That would be a hell of a project, actually. I should start. I should start looking into them. We also find out that their designated leave is sick leave.
Yeah.
¿Qué era lo otro, güey? Leave of absence.
Yeah, leave of absence.
There were like 2 or 3 more.
Yeah, there was like 3 or 4 of them in total.
And then they would, like, usually priests take about 10 years to move. These priests were moving between 4 or 5 times within a 5-year period. Usually one priest would move once every 10 years. And these priests were moving 4, 5, 6, 8 times within 5 years. And then we see whenever they're putting it in the Excel sheets, like había un güey que se movió como 20 veces a la verga. Like, we also find out between this little trajectory before 9/11 that even though they have more priests, they don't want to go they don't want to go for the priest. They want to go for the institution. They want to get the institution. Like, they want to make sure that it's coming from the top down, that it's not individual priests.
Mm-hmm.
So there's an altercation. Oh no! Once the letters come out that Resendiz is reading, Mark Ruffalo's reading them out, Robbie tells him, "No, not yet." Like, and he tells him these are pedophiles. Like, and he tells him, "Hey, wait, this is something else that you gotta applaud for this man." They're not yet, for the simple reason that They don't have proof. They they don't, not that they don't have proof, but they don't have enough evidence to stack up against them. They only have letters. The letters they could have said, we didn't know about him, or Cardinal Law never got him. It could have been somebody under him, the ones that were. All of that, güey. Like, tener la mente fría sabiendo, cabrón, que tú tuviste el poder de parar esto hace años
Yep.
y no dejarte llevar por tu error, güey. Para mí fue, like, lo mejor que pudo haber pasado. Because I thought that was going to be it. Like, whenever he gets all the paperwork,
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was going to be it. But Robbie needed confirmation in all 90 priests. Or 80 some priests. Or 45 priests.
Yeah, like a certain percentage of them.
Yeah. So, after that, they have a meeting, right? Where the papers won't get released until mid-January. But they need to write the letter. They need to start writing. They need to start getting a rough draft or whatever, whatnot. Y Robbie les dice, well, not yet.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, why? He's like, le entrega el de este, pide que otro güey se vaya del war room, les entrega el de este. And he had kept this to heart.
Mm-hmm.
He had not told anybody except Spotlight knew. And that's another thing that you have to fucking applaud this man. He did not let anything leak. So we started in July. This is November. December.
Mm-hmm.
This is December. July. Yeah. This is December. And he gives the letter to Baron. To Marty. And he's like, here you go. He's like, so we have, he's like, okay, so we already have this and this and this and this. He's like, yeah, but we can't write the paper until I have confirmation. Like, well, we need to start a rough draft. So they start the rough draft. And who confirms everything? His best fucking friend.
Yep. The one that was playing golf, right?
Yep.
And man, that initial reaction he had, man, where he kicks him out of his house. The fuck out of my house, you can also bell. Like, you come to my house, you come with these accusations, blah blah blah. And I was like, wow, this fucking piece of shit. Until you hear that fucking door open again. And he comes out and he's not happy about it. But he's willing to cooperate. And then the fact, like, you saw him, like, look at the list, and you thought, I don't know, he's gonna name a few. This motherfucker circled the whole fucking list. Because he knew. He knew.
No. Because he defended all of them.
All of them, yeah. Like, he recognized all the names and órale, boom, 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 boom.
Pero lo que le dice, güey, where were you?
Yeah. And that's when I started thinking, like, wow, it was you. Like, because in my head, I was thinking era el viejito canoso. The one that was always like, hey, like, where are you guys at with this priest thing? Like, to me, it was like, like, what's going on? But yeah, when he dropped that bomb, and then on top of that, when they go back into the office with Marty, and everybody from Spotlight is there, and El Viejito Canoso también, and where he accepts his fault, I was like, that took balls. I was like, because one, it takes balls to go up against a big institution like that, and putting your credibility on the line. And secondly, the fact that he had the balls to admit his wrongs, his errors, like because it was his negligence of reading the full documents that the other lawyer had sent him, and he just dismissed them. Like, he didn't look further into it because he didn't think it would create a good story. But I respected him as a character after that fact where he was like accepted the fault even with his team there. Like he didn't just like secretly just put Marty aside and hey, like it was my fault. No, it was in the open room. Hey, you know what, guys? I accept responsibility for this. Blah blah blah.
What Marty says, way,
Mm-hmm.
like, I didn't have a lot of appreciation for newspaper
Mm-hmm.
people,
Yeah, me neither. Until this movie.
but what Marty says, like, sometimes we forget that we're always stumbling in the dark, and that is fucking true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in like they're not cops to investigate.
Mm-hmm.
They are reporters. They report. They do not investigate. What this team is doing is investigating,
Yeah.
and they're investigating with as little help, if not almost none, except of people that they can fucking trust to help, because they cannot be. They have to be anonymous.
Yeah.
And
Very
this
true.
movie is based around four people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is the spotlight team,
Yeah.
El Canoso, y el editor,
Mm-hmm.
like the main guy.
The big man guy. Mm-hmm.
All right, that's six people. Then you have Garabedian, que es uno de los lawyers, el good
Mm-hmm.
lawyer. McLeish, Ripe, who we never see, but he's the one that gives out
The
most of the
psychologist.
information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the psychologist. And those are the nine people that are helping out, that are investigating it.
Mm-hmm.
Or four people are investigating. One of them is like the one that checks them. The other one is their boss. Then you have Garabedian, who's helping the client, or
Mm-hmm.
the what's it called, the victims.
The victims.
Um, Right, who is the what's it called? Who is the psychologist? McLeish, I don't think he was a lot of help.
He was because of the documents he had sent prior. He didn't want to be any further help, but he did send a lot of that help. And the main one from Snap,
And Saviano.
Saviano. So
10
10
people.
people out of 10 people
Like 10 people.
putting their heads together came up with this astonishing story.
Because even the victims, they didn't know why they were investigating.
Yeah.
They just thought it was a paper.
Mm-hmm.
They just thought it was a column or a story. Like, no sabía de qué se trataba.
Yeah.
That is a hell of a fucking good job, way, for 10 people. Or for 4 people who are investigating.
Mm-hmm. Sure was.
Satisfying part about this movie was seeing the newspaper being print, way.
Yeah. And who was it? Gervati? Or ¿cómo se llama the lawyer? The good lawyer?
Garabedian.
Garabedian. That where Mark Ruffalo says, you know what? I didn't have a schedule, but I thought you'd like a copy of this. And the fact that he grabs it, reads the article, and puts it away, like to store it, like a la madre. Like that was a good thing. Like how you said, like that was a feel good moment for me. Uh, but man, this movie, like I said, it every single time, the 10 times that I watched it this week, because like I said, the first time I watched it was the last Monday when we got out of here. Like I went straight home and I watched it, and it made me feel some type of way. And I was like, okay, like maybe it's just me going on a freaking trip. Yeah, no, I watched it every day, and 2 days I watched it. I watched it twice, and then today right before getting here. Like,
Sad
and I
part about
recommended this movie so much just this week. Just this week, like I was like, "Yo, you gotta watch this freaking movie." Let it like it's not so much of like a feel good story, or
the good guys won, way.
yeah,
Like, real people won.
yeah, mm-hmm.
Like, the satisfying part about this movie comes till the fucking end. Like Sasha
Sasha.
gets peace with her grandma after keeping this from her.
Yeah.
Like, granted, her grandma doesn't know that she worked on this story
Mm-hmm.
because she never told her. But her grandma can read what churches of her religion do, or priests that teach their religion are doing in their own town. Like, to keep that from her from the beginning, because even her husband tells her it's the Catholic Church. There's a story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, till the very end, and seeing how broken she is.
How it affects her, like you can tell, like she Rachel McAdams like played a great part, like because you can tell that she's feeling some type of way, even just sitting next to her grandma. Like it's like la madre, way, like
La grandma, güey, pasando saliva, güey.
yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
güey.
I noticed that too. Like I was like, wow.
Like, le está doliendo, güey.
Sí, güey,
Like,
pues cómo no, güey. ¿Cómo no? Like, es como si te vengan y te digan que tus padres, like, hey, this is who your parents really are. Because that's what a lot of religious people think that those sacerdotes are, that those priests are. They see them, they hold them at that high of an, on their pedestal, that where it's something like that, canijo, like
um,
it's daunting, man.
I was happy for the other man, el otro de Spotlight, el que fue a dejarle el papel a la pinche church.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. That he went to go drop it off
Yeah,
at that
like,
house.
yeah. Um, yeah, and even at that way, that wasn't even the feel good part. The feel good part was that the next day, because they got Sunday off,
Yeah.
and they four showed up.
Yeah. Four of them showed up.
Yeah, all of them four showed up, way, and then they're all victims, and then we see, like, at the end of the movie, over 1,000 people came
Came back calling.
victims, way.
Calling. Anyway, when I saw that, where, they got there and, they were expecting for them to be riots and this and that. Everything was calm, but then once they go into the freaking room, hey, we send them all over the spotlight. As soon as they get in, pinches phones ringing all over the place. Like I was just like, wow. And then the way they jumped in, they got there, instead of asking questions, they heard the phone and
Oh yeah, they say, "Hey Mike, can you
boom.
get that?"
Yeah, yeah, well. And then it wasn't just Mike. Like there, ahí se fue el otro
Yeah,
señor también.
that I think that is something that not a lot of people paid attention to. So la camera set, like, they walk in, right, and they see the phone ringing. Este güey le dice a Mike, "Hey, can you get that?" Este güey camina todavía. He turns around
Mm-hmm.
and he
And
looks
he's
at
on
them.
the phone. Yeah,
No,
he's
no,
on.
he looks at them first,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like his face. You can tell, like, we did this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we did
Shit,
this.
bro. You give me goosebumps.
Yeah, and wait, and that part
Mhm.
right there, we
Oh yeah.
was worth the whole fucking movie. We.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a very not so feel good movie until the very last part of the fucking movie. Because even when Mike and Robbie fight or argue, o que tienen el desacuerdo, güey,
Yeah.
you're like, fuck, güey, like, ¿qué puede pasar mal? Right? Porque todo se trata, la película se trata de qué puede pasar mal.
Yeah.
Right? ¿Por qué? Porque no vamos tan lejos. Cuando está hablando con Rape, and he's like, they're gonna come after you. How? Se cuelga la llamada. Tocan la puerta. You're like, no
Yeah,
mames.
exactly,
Es este
yeah.
güey. Es
Yeah.
el canoso. You're
Yeah.
like, no mames, es el canoso. El canoso está haciendo esto. Like, es todo qué puede pasar mal, güey. Y al último que a lo mejor no ganan los buenos, güey. Pero la sensación es de que las cosas se hicieron bien. Y que salió todo a flote, güey.
Salió toda la luz.
Te deja con madre. Y luego al último te dan más malas noticias a la verga.
Yeah.
Te enseñan todas las
Te
pinches
enseñas todas las
ciudades y
ciudades,
todos
güey.
los pinches países, güey.
Hey, bro. I actually when that part came out, I actually paused. I paused it and I read every single freaking city. And I was just like, wow. Wow. Just wow.
and it said major cases.
Yeah, those are just major cases. Those aren't even. Those aren't all
Yeah,
cases.
they're just major cases.
Yeah. And like I said, like it just hit too close to home. And shit, I spent 5 years there in San Antonio, way, and that's where I started religion. Granted, it was Christianity, but nonetheless, and even there, that's where I studied the Quran as well. Um, I started talking with Muslim friends. But yeah, man, it is stupid crazy. Well, guys, what did you guys rate this movie? How did you guys feel about this movie? Give us your opinions in the comments below. Let us know what you're giving this movie.
Déjenos saber qué piensan. ¿Quieren seguir platicando? Yo tengo vida para platicar de esto, güey. Nada, estoy jugando, pero lo que quieran, pregunten, díganos qué piensan, el rating que le dan. Eh, ¿Qué pensaron? Neta, ¿qué pensaron? Que es lo más importante. ¿Qué pensaron de la película? To me, man, I love this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I fucking love this movie. But it's not a movie that you should watch
Yeah, no.
a lot.
Mm-mm.
Like, I like it so much that I do watch it. Nice.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a movie to watch to feel good with.
Yeah,
It's
it
not,
is. It definitely
it's
is.
not like, oh, it's like, you see me entiendes? Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not like let's put on a family movie, guys.
yeah.
Let's have a family night. Like it's not that kind of movie. But it's definitely at least watch once. And in my case, like I said,
I
I mean it.
recommend it.
Yeah,
Like, yo
recommend
sí
it.
la recomiendo, güey.
Yeah, like I recommend it to at least watch it once. Um, it is it was very moving, to be honest with you. It did make me feel some type of way every single time I watched it. Um, and to me, I'm honestly gonna give this 9.4, 9.5, brother.
That's it, güey.
Give it the 9.5. Because I mean everything was there. Story wise was there. I never lost interest in this movie, like other movies where like I've fallen asleep and had to wake back up, watch it again, or like been distracted going to make popcorn or anything like that. This wasn't that type of movie. This was the type of movie where like I was sucked into it immediately, and I stayed sucked in, and it made me feel angry, sad. Um, it really made me like be on a roller coaster.
Question humanity.
Yeah, like man, like I'm telling you, man, there was those where like there's moments where I wanted to like I wanted to freaking throw my beer at the fucking TV because I was pissed off. Like it was not like I was like, what the fuck? Like can't believe this shit fucking happened, or it still happens. Like uh but I mean, that's what I'm giving it. I'm giving it 9.5 overall. Like I said, great acting, great story.
Cast.
Yeah,
was good.
cast. The cast was great. And it was just a phenomenal job. Phenomenal job all around. I really didn't think I was gonna give it this high of a rating. Um, when I first saw the previews, at the beginning of this season, because I did watch
The preview.
but I didn't want to watch the movie until it came time to cover it, because I didn't want to get discouraged and I wanted to have that fresh feeling of it. But yeah, great movie. I would recommend. Continue to recommend.
Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I give it a 9.7.
9.7.
The only reason why I won't give it a 10 for this season is because I've never watched Goodfellas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, totally different type of movie. Granted,
But the quality and all of that, we
yeah, like the
story,
story,
like all
like
of that.
it's a classic. It's a Martin Scorsese movie. Like, it's just it's
So,
something.
hold on, ahorita te digo, Grims. Aquí está. That's April 3rd, we. April 3rd is for that movie.
Goodfellas, yeah.
Yeah.
Goodfellas is April 3rd. Next week coming up, we do have V for Vendetta. Um, and I mean, now that you put that picture in my mind, like it's gonna make me feel some type
You
of
know
way when
what?
that scene comes
I
out.
think we should switch V for Vendetta for El Crimen del Padre Amaro.
Yeah.
Because it's also religious, or con un padrecito.
Okay. It's up to you.
What do you guys think? Should we switch V for Vendetta for El Crimen? Yeah, because then we'll have back-to-back action movies.
Okay.
V for Vendetta or The Crow, V for Vendetta, The Man from Nowhere, Goodfellas.
I'm game for it.
You guys are down if we switch it or nah? Sure, ya dijo Grim, sure. You're down.
Nah, I'm done.
¿Alguien más que se oponga? ¿Quién más? ¿Quién más? ¿Alguien más va a
Si
opinar?
no, que calle para siempre.
Yeah, so we'll watch El Crimen del Padre Amaro instead of V. Fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe it'll give me some time to get this movie out of my system before I watch V for Vendetta. Oh man, but these are very
What?
it was a very good movie, man. Thank you for
Oh, that's what I do. Except for fucking Face Off. I fucking hate Face Off.
Don't worry. I felt the same way with Queen of the Damned now. And I used to love Queen of the Damned, brother. I used to love it with a passion when I was a
Queen
kid.
of the Damned's not even as bad as fucking Face Off. Maybe.
I don't know. Se
Maybe.
tiran paro, güey. Se tiran paro. With the whole
El Crimen del Padre Amaro se trata de un padrecito que se enamora de una muchacha. Pero porque... Oh, because... It's about a priest who falls in love with a woman, but because he's a priest and he's not supposed to fall in love with her, like it's frowned upon by the church. So their love is a secret. Ya le dije, güey.
Ya la cambiamos.
But yeah, for that one, I'm also gonna like I think I played Spotlight. I don't remember if I played Spotlight. But for Criminal Padre Amaro, I will play it on. I'm gonna see if I can watch it tonight first. But I'll play it on Discord for you guys.
Where's that one on?
I don't know.
Paramount.
Let me think.
Yeah, because I might have to join you for that one. I mean, unless it's like a subscription that I'd be willing to watch or buy.
Oh, it's on Prime Video.
Oh, it's on Prime?
Let me see. Oh, yeah, it is on Prime Video.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I have Prime.
Yeah, I think it's with ads though, but it's still Prime. Yeah, it's still Prime. It's on Prime. Do you guys have Prime?
Ready for season 2? This is season 2, buddy. Are you talking about season 3?
Yeah, but we still need. We need a fucking theme for season 3 because we're thinking about gangster movies, but I don't know if there's gonna be 19 of them. Yeah, this is season 2. Season 1 was mine. Donde estaba Face Off, 9, Despicable Me. The Usual Suspects, Nightmare on Elm Street. No, Nightmare Before Christmas. We need season 3. Give us ideas, guys, for season 3. So you can chalk them up. Yeah, it was back to back. I think we took like a week off.
Yeah, a week or two.
Yeah, we'll probably do the same. We'll take a week off. Actually, for the finale, we'll set up for season 2. For season
For
3.
season 3. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll rate them.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do the top 10.
Yeah. We'll do top 10 and then
Yeah. By the way, you don't have to go by your ratings. Just top 10 movies that you liked watching.
mm-hmm.
Like your favorite one that you liked watching. Because I didn't like watching this one. And this.
And you do have a, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It might just be up on my top 10. Not because I liked the movie, but because of
Not because you liked what
the
they.
message of
Yeah.
the movie, but it's the actual acting, the portrayal.
I know what movies aren't going to be in there.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I already got.
I know Sweeney Todd ain't being there. I know Scary Movie's not there.
Yeah. We know the Devs for sure not going to be fucking there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we're still missing 5 way.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, we're still missing 5.
4, 5, yeah.
Yeah, it was back to back, pero sí, we're getting ideas for next season. Déjenos saber, guys, qué quieren ver.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you just want to do like a sample of movies, we can do the same thing. We can try pulling out movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has to be 2015 and under. La de Mia Khalifa.
Uf. Me traigo toda la colección.
It has to be 2015 and 2015 or older. So, yeah. Yeah, I think we should do the same thing.
Yeah, I can definitely do it.
The
This time it's going to be a requirement. They have to show up for their movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a few of them. Like I said, with the
es que sí se mamaron, güey, con la pinche Scary Movie, güey.
sí, ese fue G Barber.
At least you were here for yours, Lorenzo.
Yeah.
You know, I still keep on thinking, güey, the first scene of Scary Movie, güey, I fucking enjoyed. I really like that little part, güey. Like where they're actually making fun of the scary movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really, really fucking enjoy.
Like it's because, like I told you, I'm not gonna say Scary Movie 2 is good, but it's a
better.
whole lot better than Scary Movie 1. That one I can at least I can suffice if I smoke out, if I have myself a little freaking smoke session and I want to just throw on a fucking random movie and crack up, I'll actually watch Scary Movie 2.
Yeah, Grim says it's better too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like their comebacks to each other, like it's fucking hilarious.
yeah, because I think about like movies that I fucking diss on,
Mm-hmm.
and like I just can't, like that first part of the movie was fucking fun. Like
It was
until
the rest of the movie.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's because, like I said, like that one wasn't like the funniest. I think they improved it with Scary Movie 2. Yeah, they started doing the 3 and 4 and 5. No te pases de mamón. But the second one was, I want to say, out of all the Scary Movies, I think I enjoyed the second one the best.
we should do one of comedies, but van a estar unas bien pinchurrientas, güey.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything else before we finish off?
Nothing much, guys. Just touching back. Ustedes no se agüiten. Síganle echando ganas. Ya saben muy bien. Aquí estamos para lo que sea. It's not just an entertainment channel where we just talk about movies, guys. Consider us. We're human beings too. You know what I mean? Like just because you guys see us on the screen doesn't mean that we're not human beings. We have feelings as well. And like I said, these are just opinions that we have here. Um, and we're willing to hear you guys out, man. You guys invest a lot of time into us, watching us. So if there's anything we can do in return, by all means, reach out. And remember, no están solos, we're not alone. This is one big old family right here. What we watch is uh, it's a little community that we have. And we're nothing but good people, man.
So,
But-
Grims, thank you so much for that,
Yeah.
man. It is true. Like, ustedes saben, guys, si me mandan mensaje, yo contesto lo más que pueda. Sí, que hago para lo que quiera. Y que vive el sexo.
A huevo, a huevo.
Depende.
Bueno, sí, cierto, sí, porque chinga madre, la tienes que cagar. No, sí, güey. There's blunt and there's chino. Su madre.
Um,
No, hombre, güey, la cagas. La cagas, compadre, la cagas.
sorry, güey.
Este,
Pero sí, oh, look, Grims just had an idea, güey. Like, 5 comedies per season.
Yeah.
So,
I'm with
that would be 15 of any other type.
Mm.
Pero tienen que ser... You know what, Grims?
damn, we do 20 movies a
19.
season, 19 a season?
Yeah.
Wow.
Nah, the first one was just 10.
Okay, I was gonna say, dije, a la madre. I was like, I didn't think we did that many.
Nah, pero vamos 10 y 20, güey. That's 30
That's
weeks,
30
güey.
movies, yeah.
Ya me lo vas para el año, güey.
Yeah. Y me acuerdo la primera vez que llegué al pinche show, todo nerviosito, chinga. No quería, no podía soltar la pinche cerveza porque chingado. Para calmar los pinches nervios y ahora hasta que con cafecito y todo el pedo, con tecito y todo el pedo, me vale madre.
But yeah, we'll do that. 5 comedies, and then 14 other type of movies. I want to have at least one animated movie. Like any genre, con que sea animated movie.
We didn't have an animated movie this time, right?
No. No,
No, Guardians of the Galaxy?
that's not animated. There's an animated character, but that's not an animated movie.
I don't think I know a lot of animated movies.
No.
Nos ponemos a ver Gargoyles o Los Caballeros del Zodiaco o algo.
Movies, güey.
Ah, perdón. Bueno, vemos la movie del Pokémon. Pokémon.
Nah, but there should be good Japanese animated movies or Korean animated movies.
No te hablo el japonés ni el...
Lo pones en español, güey. Pero bueno, seguiríamos hablando de la siguiente temporada, la temporada 3. Vamos a ver cómo nos va. So, at least we know it's 5
comedies.
5 comedies.
And one anime.
We'll find we're iffy about the one anime.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Yeah, we'll see. If people request animated movies, like we'll put them there. Si salen, salen. Pero
Yeah.
en esta no pusieron animated movies.
Yeah.
De ahí para allá, todo lo que dijo Lorenzo es cierto, que es, no se agüiten, mándenos mensaje. O cuando estamos aquí, no, claro que siempre nos salimos del pinche topic.
Sí.
Pongan,
Sí, a huevo.
pongan ahí.
Hablamos
que
como
eso-
una hora de la película.
Sí.
Las otras 2 horas nos las aventamos de mamadas.
Sí, te iba a decir algo, pero mejor no.
Ya, güey. Ah, por favor.
Pero sí, guys, cualquier cosa déjenos saber. We are a community. We're small, pero no importa. Lo que importa somos.
Pocos pero locos, cabrón.
Sí, somos los que somos y estamos los que estamos, como dirán por ahí. De ahí por allá, coman frutas y verduras, no se porten mal y si se porten mal me invitan. Ahí nos vemos, raza. WWW, güey.